Cold Friday.
Boy, howdy.
If you're out working in this weather, we thank you because you're doing something we really need. So thanks to the men and women that are out dealing with the elements. Be careful. Don't try to be too much of a tough guy. 11, the car said, as I was coming in. 11. It went to 11.
It now says 6.
Really?
So the high was 10. That must have been sometime overnight because I got up, it was 9, then it was 8, then it was 7, now it's 6.
Yeah. It goes to 11.
Yeah, the next couple days.
Now it goes to 6.
Are not going to be a lot of fun.
It's a lot better. It's a lot funnier when it goes to 11.
Yes.
It applies more.
Goes to 6.
Yeah.
I wish it would go to 11.
Mm-hmm.
6 tomorrow, 12 Sunday, 14 Monday, then back to what you normally get around this time of year, 31, 28. Although back into the teens a couple days next week.
Well, it's going to be rough.
It is the end of January.
It is going to be a rough go.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like it's going to be a rough go watching the AFC Championship game. It's all I wanted out of this year. When it wasn't going well, I'm like, I'm not even going to ask for a championship, Santa. Just let's make it 8 conference championship games in a row. I like that streak.
Yeah.
And here it is, reality. Big slap in the face.
Slap.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So
I did some figuring where
Oh, that's always fun.
Always fun to do figuring.
Figuring with K.
Figuring. Where the 2 starting quarterbacks in this AFC Championship game were, and where the third guy who would have started was the last time there was an AFC Championship game that didn't include the Chiefs.
Ooh, which would have been 2017.
Mm-hmm. The oldest person, Jarrett Stidham, was a sophomore at Auburn.
Okay.
Bo Nix was a junior in high school.
Wow.
And Drake May was a freshman in high school.
Wow. Where was Matt Stafford?
I don't know.
Where'd you put him?
I just looked at the AFC because it was the last time.
I think Matt. The only question is, was he in L.A. or Detroit?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he was in
Still
Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Matt Stafford lived in Detroit. That's how archaic you have to go back to the Chiefs not being in this conference championship game.
For sure.
It's a letdown. There's no doubt about it. But, I think if we all come together, help each other out, we can get through it.
I believe so.
We can get through
A
it.
community effort. The Kansas City community coming together one more time to help ourselves through a Chiefs-less championship weekend.
We hope that they're using their time wisely and going to put the team back together and be very impressive.
Eric Hosmer was a Royal, I think, the last time the Chiefs were not in the...
Well,
did he leave after 17?
Yes.
Okay. Mike Moustakas was still a Royal.
So at this time, the question is, they were both out of contract.
Yeah.
Had Moustakas signed with the Padres yet? That would be the only thing we need to know.
That would be a hoot.
But he would be a free agent or he would be a Padre. But he had certainly not worn another uniform.
February 19th, 2018.
So he was...
Haas was still a Royal.
There was a dream of the now, couple-year retired Eric Hosmer.
Yeah.
Hadn't even gone to San Diego, where that went well.
Mm-hmm.
That went well at his bank account, and that's about it.
Devontae Graham was about to lead the Kansas Jayhawks to the Final Four, where they would lose to Villanova
in rousing fashion.
Rousing, yes. Anyone would have lost to that Villanova team that night. Let me do a little bit of where were we then? Who else was going? Where were the managers and coaches at the various times?
Usually when you do this, you get around to, and the iPhone was 9 years away from it. Like we had iPhones.
Yeah.
I can attest.
Yeah, we don't go back. Isn't quite as going back as far as I did when the Nationals hosted the World Series. Like the last time there was a World Series game in Washington was
the last time the Chiefs were not in the conference championship game. We were all crapping outdoors.
Yes.
No, not really. We had plumbing.
No one had even heard of the sun. With no idea where it went at night.
It was confusing.
We thought the sun revolved around the earth.
We were like the frozen caveman.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
I'm just a frozen caveman. I don't understand your strange ways.
Your modern world confuses me.
Who was it who played that? Was that Phil Hartman?
Yeah. One of the
if you have not seen
ever.
that skit, Kyle, I'm looking at you. Write it down. Frozen Caveman Saturday Night Live skit with Phil Hartman. He did about 3 or 4 of them.
There were a handful of people who were just uniquely qualified to be great on that show, and he was certainly at the top of that list.
Who are, just real quick sidebar, we do have a lot to get to. I've got a show sheet that says so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Kyle bothered, because I don't know that we're going to follow any of it. I don't know. We'll see. But top 3 people on SNL all time.
That is tough. I'm going to avoid the first crew because it's easy to say
Why?
Belushi, Aykroyd. You know, I don't want to. It's almost
Do you
it's
ever
almost
watch
like
any of the
this-
70s stuff? Like you do understand how things get dated when you go back and you're like,
yeah.
you're like,
Yeah,
this was
but-
a big deal and it's really not that funny.
Yeah, but
they're-
I just like I'm going to push those guys aside. First off the bat, Phil
Will
Hartman,
Ferrell, Phil Hartman. Those two to me are there. I'm not sure who the third is.
It is tough.
Aykroyd was tremendous. Bill Murray, I know you're throwing them out, but I would put them. Belushi was great. It might be Belushi. It might be John, by the way. Jim was
Yeah.
fine. But John Belushi, Phil Hartman, and
Kristen
Will
Wiig.
Ferrell. Kristen Wiig was very good too.
Yeah.
I will tell you that if that is the 3 I would land on, John Belushi, Will Ferrell, and Phil Hartman.
This is not counting Weekend Update anchors.
Well, back in the day, the anchors would also do skits.
Right.
I think it's just really with.
Although I think Miller was the first guy that
Was he the first guy that's all he ended up doing?
because it was when Jane Curtin and
Aykroyd did. They only had like 6
did it. They
people.
did. Kevin Nealon did skits.
Did
I think
he?
Miller was the first guy who just did the news.
Yeah, but and now this year, Jost has done a couple of skits
Yeah.
On some things. He's kind of gone over, but but if I'm right, if I would land on John Belushi, Phil Hartman, and Will Ferrell,
It's pretty good.
it's pretty good. And if you're Ferrell, you're the one that ain't like the others, like breathing. I mean,
Right.
so
Right.
the 2 different ways that
Yeah,
the other 2
one
went.
not by his own.
One murdered,
One by his own hand. One not.
and the other one, with an 8 ball. So literally.
Yeah.
But you like the way Belushi lived his life. You'd believe, like, what do you mean? Like he tried to eat an 8 ball off a pool table, or no? I mean an 8 ball of coke and heroin. That's what ultimately got him.
If you wanted to just say top 3 dudes, I might put Bill Hader's got to be in the top.
He was
10.
really good.
I was thinking to Kristen Wiig, and I'm like, everyone remembers the Californian skit. He was just so good in that. But I don't know that anyone's been, for what they were asked to do, anyone's been more versatile and better than Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, she was
She
really
just
good.
does everything. It's unbelievable how good she was.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody broke the other cast members as frequently as she did.
She was really good.
Yeah.
To say the least. All right, coming up today, now that we've taken our little journey down memory lane, we are going to, Danny Klingscale will join us, little Danny Unleashed. It's coming up in your 3 o'clock hour, in your 4 o'clock hour, 2-minute drill.
Danny Unthawed.
Yeah.
Unfrozen.
Is that what it is?
Danny Unfrozen, yeah. The skinny guys when it's this cold.
By the way, I saw a guy wearing shorts today.
You're not
And I now know what people think of me.
yeah. What's the point?
Well, like, it is like for me, the wearing shorts is like how fast you drive. The old George Carlin bit about, like, anyone driving slower than you, it's not a putz. I can't remember what it was, but you look at this guy just creeping along.
Imbecile.
Yeah, whatever it was, but you're a putz. You're just creeping along. And anyone driving faster than you is a maniac.
Yeah.
You are the mark. I literally looked at a guy and I was like, why are you wearing shorts today? I'm like, that's what people think about me when I'm wearing it on a 41-degree day.
Mine's just for comfort, and when I'm inside, it's sometimes just a little warm. And most places have the heat a little higher than I prefer it, so if I can just get to work, shorts is fine.
Kevin Harlan will be wearing shorts because he's leaving L.A. We'll talk to Kevin Harlan. Sure, he's roaming around, jet setting with the other celebs out there.
Yeah.
He's really in his element when he does a game. He did the Lakers-Clippers last night. In his element in L.A. He's a star,
Oh yeah.
blazing star.
Is he going to take the 405 down to the
No,
get off of La
Stop it.
Habra?
stop it. 913-810-810 phone lines are open. You can grab a line. Chiefs Royal Sporting. K-State KU, Missouri, always a topic here in the program if you'd like to chime in. Conference championship games, Patriots, Broncos, Rams, Seahawks. What can we learn?
What have we learned?
What do we learn from the four teams that are left fighting? And are these the four best teams in the NFL? I know by seed, you've got the 1 and 2 in the AFC, so I feel pretty good. People would have said Jacksonville. Some people were jumping on the Texans bandwagon coming down the stretch. The quarterbacks are not as good as Drake May on those teams. Sean Payton, the experience, Mike Vrabel, I do think we've got the two best teams in the AFC. Not just by seed and record. The Patriots they and the 49ers had the two easiest schedules in football. So it would be very easy to say, well, they're schedule driven. And part of it is schedule driven, but I do think the Patriots proved to be superior to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Which is the team that should have claimed this title.
And I think it's unfortunate if one of the two gets embarrassed. The team that has, for instance, the Pats haven't beaten anybody. If they lose or get thumped in the Super Bowl or whatever, it'd be easy to say, well, that shows that they were fraudulent. Sometimes teams just get blown out in the playoffs. Doesn't mean they were fraudulent. So people are going to make, I think, that connection immediately. I don't think that's necessarily fair to them.
Okay.
To either team.
Okay. How about on the NFC side? I do believe the Seahawks are one of the two best teams in the NFC. The question is, are the Rams the other team? The Bears were the 2 seed. I think the Rams are better than the Bears. They played head-to-head. At the Bears place, the Rams won. I think that's pretty easy. Anyone else from the NFC you'd throw in there?
No, that's best.
I don't think the Eagles were as good this year.
Having to play in another division that had two other 12-win teams, I think those are the two best teams in the NFC.
All right, so we're pulling from them. The first thing that jumps at me is 3 of the 4 have cheap quarterbacks. 2 of them have quarterbacks in their second year on their rookie contracts, Pats and Broncos. $3.5 and about $6.5 million are the cap hits for Knicks and Drake May. Seahawks are in year 1 of a big deal, but the cap hit on Sam Darnold's $13 million. And then it's Matt Stafford that carries, I think, a $48 million cap hit.
Wow.
Somewhere in that range. If I'm wrong, it's 38. But he carries the big hit. He's the one guy that's trying to do the Patrick Mahomes impression.
Yeah.
Which is winning with the expensive quarterback. So the first thing I take away from this is you got to have an exceptional quarterback. Matt Stafford, with his championship, punched his ticket into the Hall of Fame. He's definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback. And so you better have a Hall of Fame quarterback if you're going to have an expensive one. Well, you can't have Tua. The Dolphins proved that over the last, 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
That they got in a couple of times. The first time I think he was still cheap, but as the weight of that contract began to weigh them down, it got worse and worse.
And confirming 47.5 the cap hit this year, 48.2 next year.
Can we round up to 48? Can I get credit for nailing it?
Yes, you're within $500,000 on an almost $50 million number.
So I think that's one of the big takeaways. Is that we need to understand here moving forward. I know everyone's ready to bounce right back and be back in this game next year, but I think when you look at that, we need to understand that Patrick Mahomes has defied, the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes have defied what is the gravity of the NFL. Right? The gravity yanks you back based upon picking late, but also based upon the cap weighing down. The quarterback is the most important part, but damn, it's a lot easier to make your team look great when your quarterback's only costing you $3.5 million. I mean, part of the reason why that Bronco defense is so talented is because there's only $3.5 million going to their starting quarterback. And I think that's one of the things when we're like, okay, well, what will Mahomes do? Listen, I want to sit here and tell you he's going to win 3 more championships and go to 5 more Super Bowls. I would love it. If he finishes with 10 Super Bowls, with 6 wins, that'd be good enough for me to tell you he's better than Tom Brady, because he's done a lot more in his first 3 championships. And in taking the Chiefs to 5 Super Bowls, certainly he did more than Tom Brady did in all of them except for maybe the last one he won. That was one that was the defense really did a lot of the lifting.
Yeah.
But Patrick Mahomes still made big plays.
Yeah. And at the end, the final last 2 drives that he led in that season were down 3, game on the line, and he put it one as a field goal, one as a touchdown. So he was still pat at the end.
So it was, that is one of the things I think we need to understand. If he is going to just make his second half of his career a mirror of the first half, he will have accomplished much, much more. The Chiefs will have been smarter. They will have been better. Patrick Mahomes will have to be better. Brett Beach will have to be better. Andy Reid and the coaching staff will have to be better for them to achieve what they achieved with Patrick Mahomes to this point. And I think this year just absolutely reminds us of that fact. The other thing that I see are good defensive lines. You know, we mentioned the top 4 interior pass rushes, the top 4 defensive tackle tandems in the NFL for pass rushing are the 4 teams that are still playing.
Amazing.
That is, they've got to get either rid of Chris Jones so that they can use that cap room on other things, or they've got to put somebody good next to Chris Jones. That would be one of the lessons that's here. That the Chiefs have gone as far as they can go with Derek Nottie and Mike Pennell. And I think especially with teams now transitioning away from all finesse and playing some power, in other words, running with physicality, I think it becomes even more important. I think the Chiefs, I know everybody wants an edge rusher because 9 feels like the spot where you can get one of the top 2 or 3, but if you roll back from 9 to 22 and you got the best interior defensive lineman and put him next to Chris Jones, that may be your fastest path to getting back to, you know, the Super Bowl. Edge rushers can take a year before it all clicks. And you cannot afford at 9 to swing and miss. So if you're not sure, or if you like 2 of the edge rushers but not the third, and the third one's the one that falls in your lap, peeling back, letting somebody else take that edge rusher and taking a defensive tackle, or even taking an offensive tackle. And I'm going to continue to mention that taking an offensive tackle is not going to be a bad move. And if the first person that tells me, well, what are you talking about? They have Josh Simmons. I know. And how many games did he play? Okay? And then if you want to say, well, they got rid of Juwan Taylor, but, you know, they still have Jalen Moore for 1 year. And by the way, did Jalen Moore look like Trent Williams out there?
No.
I like Jalen Moore. I'm fine with Jalen Moore at right tackle. But Patrick Mahomes' legs are going to erode. And you're going to need protection. So if they grab an outstanding tackle and you can bookend this offensive line with those tackles, it accomplishes 2 things. 1, it massively protects Patrick Mahomes. It massively protects the franchise. And 2, it allows you to move on from either Creed Humphrey or Trey Smith over the next couple of years as their contract balloons forward. You could look at hopefully trading them when they're still in the prime of their career and letting somebody else renegotiate their deal, give them a bunch more money, and you get draft picks. Right? If you can bookend the tackles, that's how they won their first one. They were great at tackle. Both of them were really good or great. Mitch Schwartz was great. Eric Fisher was really good. And so, to me, a tackle is a distinct possibility. And, you know, the Patriots have, a top 5 pick at left tackle. He graded as, I think, the 36th best offensive tackle in football out of, starting 64 as a rookie, as a short-armed rookie, I will remind you. The Broncos have one of the highest paid left tackles in football in Garrett Bowles. I mean, you're going to need – Alaric Jackson got a bunch of money to not go to free agency last year from the Rams. They're paying their left tackle. And then who am I leaving out? The Seahawks. And the Seahawks have a top 5 pick at left tackle.
Yeah.
So, the left tackle spot, I mean, Simmons looks good, but if you ended up moving Simmons over to the right tackle, fine. If you got a guy that was definitively better than Simmons, great. So to me, you're going to have to be good at that spot. I think that's an important part of the equation.
If somebody steps out of line before the Chiefs get there and Fano falls to 9, pretty tempting.
We have 2 coaches that have coached somewhere else before, Sean Payton and Mike Vrabel. Both of them had success at their previous stops. We have 2 coaches that are on their initial NFL gig, So I don't think there's any lesson like, hey, if Andy Reid's going to step away, you got to go find another guy like Reid that had already coached. I always like head coaching experience. But, I mean, I think this does show that getting the right guy, I don't know that there is a definitive formula. We've got, 2 offensive coaches and 2 defensive coaches as far as what's still playing at this point. We have teams that have invested heavily in the running back position. Okay, the Broncos have a second-round pick. That's their backup. They paid $3 million for their primary running back until he got hurt. He may be back in this game, J.K. Dobbins. But R.J. Harvey was a second-round pick of the Broncos. The Patriots have, a second-round pick in Travion Henderson. And then they paid Ramondre Stevenson as well.
Yeah.
And I forget where he was. I want to say he was a third-round pick. The Rams have Kyron Williams, who I believe was a third-round pick. The backup is a third-round pick. The Seattle Seahawks have Kenneth Walker, who was a first-round pick. And was Zach Charbonnet a first-round pick as well?
No. Stevenson was a fourth.
Was a fourth, but is now being paid.
Yeah.
He proved himself and is now getting the check.
Yep.
Here, I'll tell you, I got the Seahawks draft history here. Zach Charbonnet was a second. Kenneth Walker was a second. So, their quarterbacks...
Ain't no sevenths on that list.
Yeah, their quarterbacks are all big investments, either with draft picks or with cash, but they also then invested in the running back position. Yeah. So, I mean, I think, there are a number of different things you can take away from these teams, but the blueprints are there, right? And the Chiefs need to make sure that theirs looks like these. 913-810-810. We'll take your phone calls. We'll talk some more football. Where is Mike McDaniel going to land? He was done deal with the Chargers. Interviewing with the Bills. The Bills also interviewing Phillip Rivers. I mean, we didn't know until he opened his mouth that Terry Pegula was as goofy as his last name makes him sound. I'm sorry, Pegula is just a funny name.
It is.
Hey, yo, you Pegula?
Yeah.
Sounds like something you'd yell at a guy that's like, is probably profanity in another language.
Yeah, definitely Italian.
Look at this Pegula over here.
Italian curse word. Or in the Pegula, what you have in the back house where you put the, that's a pergola. Okay.
I thought it was a whale.
That could be.
Oh, that's beluga. My fault.
There you go.
Yeah. Sounds like either a Wisconsin University guard
yes,
or a profanity in another language.
Well, as I said a couple days ago,
he's approaching being like,
yeah.
Well, look at this Pegula over here. I mean, he's going to turn his last name.
Yep.
Because his daughter, with all the tennis lessons, is pretty good. But I don't think she's ever going to win a Grand Slam. If you watch the Australian Open and you see a Pegula, that's his daughter.
Yeah, as I said the other day.
Shocking, his daughter, plays a country club sport.
Yeah. What?
And Dennis Rodman's daughter became the first woman to make over $1 million a year in professional sports in the United States when was it Tiffany? Is it Tiffany Rodman?
Trinity
Rodman. Trinity Rodman signed for over $1 million. By the way, I wanted to make sure we mentioned that today because, there's a lot going on. The NWSL stepping up and paying $1 million is great because everyone thought the European clubs are going to raid because they don't have salary caps over there.
Yeah.
But Trinity Rodman's going to stay playing in the NWSL. That's great. But not shocking that Terry Pegula's daughter plays tennis and Dennis Rodman's daughter plays soccer.
No, not one bit. As I said a couple days ago,
Terry Pegula's daughter was either going to play tennis, golf, or be an Olympic diver or swimmer.
Yeah.
Something around the country club.
Yeah, yes, for sure. A leisure activity.
Yeah, was where this was going to be.
In a sport filled with football men, he definitely sounded like a petroleum engineer.
That's right. 913-810-810, talking some NFL football. Of course, you'll see it on the TV. You'll hear it. I was going to say you'll see it right here on 810. You'll hear the NFL action.
Phone.
Yeah, the conference championship action right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We'll take your phone calls next. 913-810-810.
The program with Soren Petro.
What's with your sour look?
This is my face.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen up, Kansas City. Your Mavericks are the hottest team in the ECHL. They're on a streak of 12 wins in a row, and the Mavs sit in first place in the standings. So what are you waiting for? Get out and check out the fastest, hardest-hitting action in Kansas City. All-star coach Tad O'Had has the team focused on one goal, and that is the Kelly Cup. Don't miss out on the Mavericks home game tonight and Saturday night at Cable Dahmer Arena against the Mountain Division foe, the Tahoe Night Monsters. They got to go. Hate Tahoe. The Monsters are in third place in the division, making this a very important series in the standings. Mavs fans, they need you. Get loud, wear the orange, and get out to Cable Dahmer Arena. Seats are limited. Get your tickets today. They're available right now at kcmavericks.com or call 816-252-7825. If you haven't been yet, now's the time to cheer on the Mavs. Remember, parking's always free. So what are you waiting for? Get your tickets now. kcmavericks.com or call 816-252-7825. Tonight and tomorrow night. Big matchup, two of the top teams in the ECHL. The best team in the ECHL, your Kansas City Mavericks, going up against third place Tahoe. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets right now. Call 816-252-7825. Find them online at kcmavericks.com.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is
Our buddy Joe Spiker from Easton Roofing has sent me and had me thinking, okay, I'll put it out there on Twitter. Will Ferrell, Will Forte, Norm Macdonald.
Norm is
Top three.
strong.
Norm's my number one.
I feel like he was mostly just news, and he wasn't on long
He
enough for
hated
me.
Do many.
Yeah, he wasn't. I love him. He's brilliant.
There was never anyone else like him.
Brilliant comic. He was great. Cajun sent me the Eddie Murphy doing James Brown, Too Hot in the Hot Tub.
Too hot in the hot tub. And
Jared
Murphy is the
said,
guy that I think almost saved that show from extinction, because most people believe that after they went to the second cast, had it not been for him, they were ready to pack that thing up.
yeah. Jared, I know exactly about how old Jared is by Chris Farley, Will Ferrell, and Dana Carvey.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to find out there's a hell of a list. Chad, Phil Hartman, Eddie Murphy, Dana Carvey. The original cast is highly overrated, in my opinion. Yeah, all right. I got it. 913-810-810. You can hit me up on the Twitter at Soren Petro. Talking a little football here in the program. What to take away from these conference championship games. John wants to talk a little Chiefs. You'll lead us off today, John. You're in the program. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Soren, how's it going?
Good, man. What's on your mind?
Oh, you're talking about what have we learned. I go back to last week, and I think it's something we've learned all season. It's just, what are you doing right now without a capable running back? I mean, how many times did Denver dump it off to Harvey just to see him actually break tackles and make something happen? It honestly looked like the Bills were doing a lot of what the Chiefs wanted to do this year, but those in-breakers, those things seem to work. Teams bite a little bit more on those RPOs when you actually have a capable running back like they do. And I honestly think that's why they go and get Bieniemy. And I know I've heard you say it wasn't your favorite move, but I'm on board for bringing Bieniemy back. I think it was the smart call. I know it was the safe call. And maybe if Pat Mahomes, if we thought he would be taking a single snap at training camp this year, maybe they do go in a different direction. But I honestly love the Bieniemy deal just because of, I think when we used to talk about how you could plug any running back in, those were always during the EB days, and basically since he walked out the door, that room has just deteriorated, and I don't think that's a coincidence at all.
Let me be clear, and John, you have not misrepresented what I said at all. It is not my favorite choice. The guy Eric Bieniemy, I love the guy Eric Bieniemy. I mean, I like anyone who I look down at. Which I can look down on Eric Bieniemy, so that's always nice. I like a coach that doesn't have to be doesn't have to look like friggin' Dan Campbell. So love me some Eric. I mean, Eric Bieniemy now looks like teddy bear. Now with the beard, it's like, you ready to play Mall Santa?
Yeah,
let's go, man. But the guy, he is a nice guy. I don't always love his press conferences. I think too often he says nothing, and that's going to drive me crazy. And I know I'm going to be irritated by that. But I think there are a lot of things that this team needs that he can bring them. I just really wish it would be somebody, for people who haven't heard my spiel on this, just a 10-second version, somebody from out of the Andy Reid house. I think finding strengths of what other people do well, bringing them in and marrying the best of both worlds. Like when Scott Pioli, there was rumors that he was going to hire Mike Shanahan. I'm like, this is great. You get a Shanahan approach, you get a Belichick approach. I mean, we should be bringing a lot of strengths together. Weed out the parts that don't work, magnify the parts that do. That should be the ultimate union there. But that didn't happen. Instead, they brought in a guy who supposedly felt the same way, and Todd Haley, and it went to hell in a handbasket. I'm hoping that's not the case here with Eric Bieniemy, but he will bring toughness. He will bring accountability. I guarantee you he is going to light up Xavier Worthy at training camp, and that is long overdue.
I completely agree, and I know accountability has been the word in Kansas City this week. I think it goes further than just making sure Xavier Worthy can find the sideline. I think it goes to one more step above that with Andy. I don't think Eric Bieniemy lets Carson Steele take real NFL snaps. Like, I think Eric Bieniemy is the guy who looks at that guy and go, what are we doing? Like, we can't keep thinning down this running back position to what Carson Steele was. So hopefully they go get a fullback. Hopefully, whether it's, I keep telling myself on the Jeremiah Love train, if you can't get one in free agency, would rather them probably take a defensive lineman there. But, I mean, you could probably sell me on Bieniemy coaching up Jeremiah Love. And I'll leave you with this lastly. With Bieniemy back, I do think Kelsey might come back, and I think we should all be preparing ourselves for that number that he comes back on to be higher, and I know you've talked about that a lot, of what he's worth. I think for the Hunt family, he's worth 2-3x simply with what he's going to bring off the field. Love Travis Kelce. I wear his jersey every Sunday. But when he comes back for 1 year, 15, 16, 17, I don't think we should be shocked, because I think that'll be the Hunt family saying he's worth every penny. Whatever you need to pay him to come back, he's worth it. Love the show. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you for the call. And I tend to think the longer we go, the more likely it is he is coming back. But I think also we got a pretty quick answer last year. I think partially because he knows he didn't put everything into it. Maybe I'm reading too much. I know a lot of people wanted to read into the fact is like, I can't wait to see Eric Bieniemy in the building. Maybe that was his Easter egg. Keep listening to the podcast. I mean, I personally believe, they dragged on the Jason Kelce partially to, well, is this the week he's going to announce? I better listen.
Mm-hmm.
Smart business. I mean, I'm not hating on him. Smart business. Because I will tell you, the numbers are going to dip when ain't either one of them playing in the league. Right? That's a big part of the attraction of like, okay, let's go hear how it went down. You ain't in that huddle anymore. It's going to be different. But I won't be shocked either way. I think it'll be interesting how the Chiefs do handle the salary, because he's not worth 17, 18, but is this kind of a career achievement award? Is this where they break out? They don't do any void years. Do we get some kind of dummy void years thrown onto this to make it work with Travis Kelce and just say, look, we'll pay the Kelce tax. Whatever he's done, we'll pay it with the years to come. I'm not in favor of that. I mean, I will tell you, I love Travis Kelce like the next Chiefs fan. He's brought an immense amount of joy to my basement over the years. Okay, watching him play and play at a high level and be a superstar and be on Saturday Night Live. I mean, he's probably the number 2 Chief all time now, right? It's Mahomes and then him. It's great, but I want winning football more than I want anything else. And I don't want any decision to ever be made over winning, because I think it's real easy right now when you've been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them in this stretch of, 7 consecutive conference championship games, to think it's easy. And it's not.
No.
It's not easy. And to think that you've got room to play around with the decisions that you make and still keep this team playing at the highest level is a scary proposition. Because I think once you do it once, are we carrying Dave Tobe? Because, listen, Dave's not the best anymore, but you know what? He's a good guy. We're keeping him around. Andy Heck, we could probably get better, but you know what? We're not doing it because he's a good guy. Like, if you do that once, I find it hard to believe that that's the only time you've done it. Okay? Like, if it's going to be dry January, it's not dry January every day but Fridays. Okay? Because that'll be like, well, I mean, we're going out. Thursday. At midnight, it's Friday. But you start, you got it. Whatever it is you want to do. And you say, this is it. Here's the line. Once you cross it once, I don't think you ever just cross it once. I think you live on it and you dance back and forth all the time. And so I find it hard to believe that you would compromise what is best for winning football and overpay Travis Kelce because he's a great guy and you're not doing it in other places.
They don't have room for sentimentality.
Jazzu Jay, you're in the program. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, Soren, happy cold Friday to you and the crew up there.
Yeah, frigid one for you too, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, I was disappointed with the Eric Bieniemy hire. I think that's the only way. And this is going to sound harsh, Soren, but to me it feels like a lazy hire. They went back to the well and they tapped what they knew. And we've said, I have said, I don't want us to be the team where we get stuck in this, like, hey, let's run it back with the old crew again. That's what got us Chris Jones, which I think is a problem. And that goes for the coaches, too. Sometimes it's okay to tap a new well and get some new ideas and new talent, and we went back to Eric Bieniemy. Now, the only reason that I can have peace with this decision, even though I still stand by I think it's a lazy decision, is at some point your franchise quarterback must have stamped this, too. And if Patrick Mahomes, you don't want to get cross with your franchise quarterback, right? And so the other piece of this is, Soren, I do wonder if they interviewed anybody else besides Bieniemy, because I don't think this is an attractive job for an OC. You don't get to call the plays. Andy Reid is doing that. you probably don't have that much of a say in terms of who's drafted. Andy Reid and Brett Veach run that show. That was pretty clear on the Chiefs Kingdom television show. So why on earth would he? This really isn't even an offensive coordinator. You're more just like a manager or something. I mean, you're not even a true OC. It's like you're half. And then, by the way, should you do get back to the Super Bowl and win, all the credit's going to be given to Andy and the fact that you have a once-in-a-lifetime quarterback. Like, why would anybody want this job? So I kind of wonder if, again, the lack of sexiness of this job made it hard for them to go out and attract any form of new talent for this. And I'll leave you with this, Soren. With I do wonder if the draft's going to be interesting to watch. I know there's a lot of people that want Love, the running back at Kansas City. I do wonder, though, if Eric Bieniemy his hire signals that is kind of the direction they would go as it relates to a running back, because you've got a running backs coach and you're looking at a running back the first round. That would kind of make sense, I guess, if you're thinking Love in your Kansas City, like, hey, let's draft this guy and have Eric, play him up. Do you look at the tea leaves like that or not as it relates to Love and Bieniemy?
That because you have Bieniemy, you're going to draft running back? I'm not sure that I'm fully grasping your connection.
Sure. So you went and hired Bieniemy because you're strongly looking at grabbing a running back round one.
Okay, and you want to make sure you've got great running back coaching so that you get the most out of them, being kind of the idea?
I would almost think maybe the opposite would be, because Jeremiah Love doesn't strike me as being the kind of running back, if you draft him at 9, you better not need a good running back coach, that maybe they want to go somewhere else at 9. If they're going to draft a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round, they want a better running back coach to get that guy up to first round ability, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. I mean, they both have logic and reason behind them. I think if we're going to invest the 9th overall pick, we can't screw this up, so I want to give him every chance to succeed. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But likewise, if it's like, well, yeah, we know we got to get better at running back, but we think we can do it by going and getting, somebody later on. We just need the best coach to get the most out of him. That I can see it both ways. I don't think that will affect, just the conversations I've had with personnel people. Like right now, they don't know who they're drafting. Like there's this idea and all these mock drafts that like they've already zeroed in on their guy. They haven't. No one has. That's why then as they start to, the mock drafts start changing. Oh, he's moving up. He's not moving up. He's never been placed on the board.
Yes.
The boards are finally starting to get there.
Yes.
Right? That's what's happening. Yeah. And so but I would tend to think that the Chiefs will not go running back. I will be surprised if they go running back at 9. I'll be surprised if they trade down and go running back at 14, 15, 16. I'll be surprised if they take a running back in the first round. I mean, and if they do, that almost scares the hell out of me because they're somewhat backtracking off what I think the principle's been. Like, I know, well, they took Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round. Yeah, because they couldn't get out of the first round. Like they were trying to get out of the first round that year. And then they're like, okay, let's take our guy. Then obviously it didn't work. But I don't think you're going to see a running back in round 1. I think there are too many good ones. Listen, I keep mentioning the kid from Washington, who I think is probably going to project around the 3rd round. I need to go look up his name, but he started at Arizona, finished at Washington. I think that kid's a stud. He's not going to 40 real well, and so he's not going to be one of those 4. I can't even remember what Robinson ran or some of the guys that have gone. Jahmyr Gibbs ran a really good one.
Talking about Jonah Coleman.
Yeah, Jonah Coleman. I think there are some.
Who looks a lot like Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
In college.
I think there's some good ones that are out there. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that.
The one thing I would caution Chiefs fans who really want Love is the Saints pick in front of the Chiefs, and I think the Saints are in the market to start to think about life after Alvin Kamara. And so I would just temper expectations. One last note, I've seen Burns and DNs also circled around the Chiefs pick. Probably will happen if I had to guess today. And you said, Yazoo J, who do you think what position do the Chiefs pick? I think it's a DN. I'll tell you why that rubs me the wrong way, and it's because you just spent all this money on Chris Jones and I think George Karlaftis, and you mean to tell me you spent all this money and you still, the one time you have a top 10 pick, you got to go get another defensive lineman? Like that to me admits, yeah, that was a terrible signing.
But if that's what you need to do, it's.
Oh, for sure. You got to look yourself in the mirror.
The Lions kept crapping on with early wideouts. They
kept firing until they got
They still
Megatron.
had to keep doing it because they still needed a wideout.
I think
Fair point. I'll listen off the air. Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Always good to talk to you, Jay. Listen, I do think best player available, and we don't say it as much, but I think even picking at 9, I think even more picking at 9, that is vital. Like I know the Ohio State safety,
Downs.
Downs got brought up, and it's like it's not the biggest need, but if you're like, this is the greatest safety that's ever lived, I mean, which is about where I'd have to be to go safety this high.
Right.
But if you are, and like this is a ball hawk, this is a guy who can play in the box, like this is a healthy, faster Derwin James.
Yeah.
This is Troy Polamalu meets Ed Reed. Okay, then take him. Like but what you're going to see right now at mock draft time is the Chiefs they're going to lose Jalen Watson, so I'm going to put him down for corner. The Chiefs, Juwan Taylor's going to get cut, so I'm going to put him down for They will, and have done a very good job of always having a squad ready to take the field, which generally will enable them to take the best player available. I think, especially early on. Now you get later and you start filling needs. I'm fine with that because I think they're all on a tier. This idea that our big board goes 1 to 350, and first of all, they'll have about 150 names probably really on their draft board because of how things spike off in different directions on what teams like and don't like. And to think that they're all literally 149 is absolutely, 0.75% better than 150 on that list. No, they're kind of in pockets. They're in tiers, and you better view it that way. And that's why getting more picks. If I had to bet what happens at pick number 9, I would say trade down right now. I don't think there's any way up against this cap with this top-heavy a roster that there's any way they look at it and go, we're happy with 6 picks.
Yeah.
They have ended up with 6 picks. They did not plan on having 6 picks. So I think the most likely thing is they are big on their measurements and their measurables and their age. And unless you can find somebody who's 21.2 on the age, 20.9, 21.4.
Which I think is Bain, but he doesn't have the other measurables.
When Bain's arms come short,
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to be. And if you get short arms, I'd rather line him up in a 3-4 and attack off the edge Steeler style than I would have him put his hand in the dirt where every time he is definitive on where he's going to be. Or it's just a gadget zone blitz drop, right? I can see them getting there and being like, at 9, I think Bain is definitively a first-round pick, but is he a top 10 pick? He's going to go there.
I don't think he or Baylor are going to be there at 9. Falk might be.
But I think it'll be interesting. I think Bain might end up being scheme-specific as to who takes him. And I might be wrong. If he does clock 4.42 or something, and his first 10 yards are incredible, and his broad jump and long jump, or his broad jump and high jump, or in his vertical measure that he's super explosive, they'll get past the arms.
Mm-hmm.
But the short arms are going to hurt him for sure. I mean, it's going to take him away from being. You go look at the guys who've gone 1-1. The worst example is Javonte Williams, the Jags 1-1 from a couple years ago. Walker.
Javon Walker.
Had better measurables than Aiden Hutchinson, so they took him 1 and left Aiden Hutchinson at 2 for the Lions. The guys who go 1-1 are Mario Williams and Jadeveon Clowney, 6'5", 6'6", long arms, great numbers.
By the way, I
don't think Bain's going to crowd the top 2 or 3. I think the arms and the fat. And let's see what he comes in height-wise. What is he listed at 6'2"?
Mm-hmm. And Bain actually is 21. Keldrick Falk's kid is only 20. And he has the measurables. He's 6'6", 280. I mean, that's the guy that might be the guy they'd want out of those 3 anyway.
Yeah, that's the guy that looks more like a Steve Spagnuolo guy.
Yep.
And that's the thing I worry about Bain. You know who Bain looks like? Josh Uche.
Oh, boy.
And
got a shudder.
Couldn't get him on the field with Steve Spagnuolo. 913-810-810, you're in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
All right, man, you're the best. Thank you.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen, if your job is your truck, right, do you basically work out of your truck, or do you just drive a truck and you love it? Do you need it? Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC has got you covered with the best deals on the best trucks. How about 0% APR for 36 months for well-qualified buyers on 26 GMC Sierra 1500s? How about 1.9% APR for 60 months on select brand new 26 Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs? Listen, you cannot beat the deals at Roberts Robinson, and you cannot beat the customer service. They are the best. Locally owned and operated. Roberts Robinson is people that have been in your neighborhood for years. Listen, I love going up there. We talk about all the people we know, all the different charity auctions we've been to. It's just great dealing with Kansas City people who love having you there as a customer. Get a great deal right now. Roberts Robinson knows if you get a great deal on a great vehicle with great customer service, you're going to come back and be a repeat customer. So get on up to Roberts Robinson today. Take advantage. Listen, if you're a senior, did you know that if you're 60 plus, you can get 10% off parts and labor for most service on Tuesdays and Thursdays? They love giving back to the community. They do it in more ways than one, and one of them is taking care of all of the seniors. So get up to Roberts Robinson. Let them do your service. In fact, they'll come pick it up. That's right. If you buy a vehicle at Roberts Robinson, they will come pick up your vehicle for all the service. That's the most convenient service you're going to find anywhere. They're right there in Excelsior Springs, just about 20 minutes north of downtown. You can take advantage of it right now at Roberts Robinson. And don't forget, when it comes to service, Masterclass technicians, check. They've got several of them. Even world-class technicians. I did not know. That's above Masterclass. They've got the best service and the best deals going on right now at Roberts Robinson. Check them out online at robertsrobinson.com. That's robertsrobinson.com, where there's over 140 vehicles in their inventory. See them online at robertsrobinson.com.
Ready for action, basketball fans? BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, is giving players another reason to hit the court this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to every basket, every slam dunk, and every buzzer-beating shot with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and same-game parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like dark mode, too. We have lots in store between now and when the new champions are crowned. So log in to BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, all throughout the basketball season to see what's new. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Missouri only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Real estate investors, when speed matters, trust the #1 lender in Kansas City for bridge loans, fix and flips, and DSCR rental loans. Cap One Lending. Whether you're buying your next flip, stacking rentals, or building your portfolio, we've got the money when you need it. DSCR, rent ready, up to 85%, and closings in as little as 2 weeks. Want to buy?
Little Danny Unleashed coming up, brought to you by our friends at Eastern Roofing. That'll be in our next hour. Right now, taking your phone calls at 913-810-810. Our buddy Mario wants to chime in. You're in the program, Mario. What's going on, bud?
You know, Soren, always a pleasure, my brother. I love hearing you guys talk Chiefs, especially draft. You're knowledgeable. I want to ask you this, Soren.
Yeah.
I know that the Beach MO is generally to trade up as much as he can. My feeling in this draft, I know it's kind of down compared to some of the previous drafts, possibly, but there is some talent, certain pockets, and I would be against Beach trading up at any point in this draft due to the fact that we don't have that many picks to begin with. And second of all, we have holes all throughout the roster. I would submit to you, sir, we can use help at every position, even a backup quarterback prospect to groom for the future, you know. So I wanted to know what was your take on that, because I didn't really think the Chiefs should stay at 9. If somebody came with the right offer, I think they ought to trade back a few slots.
I think if and Mario, I'm going to let you go because I'm running up against the break, buddy. I appreciate the call. It's always good to talk to you. I think if I can trade down, I'm going to trade down unless I've got someone that I am committed. You know, Derek Thomas was going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, if I've got that kind of commitment to a player, okay. Otherwise, I'm trying to trade down. I'm trading Trent McDuffie and leaning on all the money I pay Steve Spagnuolo to be my defensive coordinator, assuming he's back. But I'm trading Trent McDuffie for draft picks. I'm listening to anybody. I mean, this to me is a time to try to, you know, jumpstart the roster with youth, and I'll listen to trading anybody save Patrick Mahomes.
All right, who are the players involved the last time two quarterbacks met for a conference championship with just 2 postseason starts between them? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Every once in a while, we have to bring out the big dog.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us. It's time for Danny Unleashed. Sponsored by Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. Go to eastonroofing.com for more.
Look at that. I want you to look at that for a minute. Am I the only one, like, do you need to wear a brooch with your initials every day?
That's a bit much.
He's got a lot of swagger.
That's a bit much.
Well, he does, but he's not Dion.
No, he's not. Maybe that's good.
Let me ask you a question, since you don't know what we're looking at there, Kyle. Name the most famous Pittsburgh Steeler defensive back that you can think of.
Palomalu.
Okay, second.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay. So then Ryan Clark wearing a big RC on TV
I
every
forgot
day.
about him.
Exactly.
I know him.
He's a
as
very
as
good
a
player.
TV
Very
guy.
good player. I'm not trying to. I'm just like, it's not the Jumpman logo, Rye.
No.
You know, settle down.
I can look past it because I think I like listening to him talk. So I like him. I'd rather he wear RC all over his chest than listen to Dan Orlovsky babble on.
You are number one in the anti-Dan Orlovsky club.
He's gone down 2 notches in your book.
He never was up
in your book.
He was never in the book.
Didn't qualify for the book?
No, he did not.
Okay. Danny Klinkskill, you hear the familiar voice of the Clink. He's brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing, Kansas City's best when it comes to putting a roof over your family's head, over your business's head. Did you know that Easton Roofing is one of just a handful of companies across the entire country that can write a warranty for a 30-year flat roof commercially? That's right, they do it because they work with the very best manufacturers in the country. Elevate, Geico, Carlisle, JM. They only work with the very best roofing companies in Kansas City. That company is Easton Roofing. Integrity matters. No payment collected until you're 100% satisfied. And happy to help you out with your siding needs as well. Don't forget about that. Find them online at eastonroofing.com. Welcome, Danny.
Thank you, Soren. It's good to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting it. Top 3 Saturday Night Live performers all time are?
Oh, my God.
Tough, isn't it?
No, that's... Well, just leaping into my head just because I like him, and he probably is undervalued, is Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald has been mentioned.
Yeah.
Snowman says Will Ferrell, Keenan Thompson, Chris Farley for me. Farley and Ferrell are hands down the funniest. Keenan for consistency and longevity.
I just think Farley is Walmart John Candy, and always have thought that.
Is Walmart John Candy?
Yeah.
So what would be John Candy's... He's Walmart John Candy or Walmart John Belushi?
No, John Candy.
I think he's physically more like Candy, but his comedy is much more like Belushi.
No, physically, his physical comedy is much more Belushi-esque. Like he does physical comedy. John Candy couldn't move.
Right.
They don't do the same thing to me.
I think he did some of the things he did. He's Walmart everything. I'm not a Chris Farley fan.
Really?
No, not at all.
So that's why you didn't like Tommy Boy. You just don't
One
like
of the things, yeah.
You didn't like Tommy Boy?
No, I couldn't
You're
stand
a dumbass.
I couldn't stand it.
He's not a fan.
How do you not like Tommy Boy?
Because it's over the top, and I didn't find it funny. But, I mean, I understand why people would have liked it, but I thought it was kind of a one-joke thing, and I don't like Chris Farley, so that hurts. I mean, it hurts if you don't think Chris Farley's
One joke? What's the one joke?
One note. It's a one-note show. And also, if your film's built if the film is built on somebody you don't think is
fun, thanks for coming. I mean,
if a film is built on a performer I don't find enjoyable, I'm probably not going to like it. Correct? I like the co-host.
Fair.
I mean, the co-star. I think David Spade is funny. Not in spades, but
do I have a mark on my face, Richard? Because it really hurts. Not so much here or here, but right here. That, if you're not wetting your pants at that, then you can't pee-pee. I mean, that movie is hysterical.
Different strokes for different folks.
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, that is.
I didn't even make it through.
You haven't seen the ending?
You are just a sad, bitter little man.
Not really. I like many
You like what
comedies.
you
I
like.
even like silly comedies. I just don't like that.
Oh my
I
God.
don't like Chevy Chase, for instance.
I think Chevy Chase is great in the vacation movies. Oh, did he do anything other than the vacation movies in Fletch? I guess he was in Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
I didn't think he was that great in Caddyshack, but I thought he was great in Christmas Vacation and in all the vacations. His bit that he does, and I thought he was really good in Fletch. But that's about all he's done because that's about all he can do.
Yeah,
And he does make up for it by being kind of a world-class horse's ass, too, as a guy.
Well, that definitely hurts, that you know that he's almost unanimously reviled by everybody he's ever worked with.
Did you watch, what is it? What was the show about the movie about the first Saturday Night Live getting on the air?
I did not see it.
It's worth a watch. It's pretty good.
Right.
It's pretty good, but they made it pretty clear that like Chevy, like it was like you can leave. Like I think there was even like Chevy Chase was like thought he was a big deal. Like, hey, you don't
Does
need
it come
to
out
be here.
like a year ago or so?
Yeah,
Just called Saturday Night.
yeah, Saturday night. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, he's a Richard. Just got texted to me. Not like Bill Murray. Like you run into Bill Murray, you
Right.
think you're the most important person on earth. I mean,
know that.
I think
It's
Bill
through
Murray,
personal
I think
experience.
Bill Murray is up there.
Bill Murray, his overall career is absolutely iconic. One of the great funny men of all time. And it's made even better because he and his brother, who lives here in town, by the way, are world-class people. Anyone I've ever known
Salt of the earth.
who's run into Bill Murray or his brother has nothing but, including Kurtis.
When I saw them at Kaufman City, this is back when
It was
Ned
him-
Yost
it was
still
Bill and
there.
his brother,
They were there.
Brian Doyle.
Murray. And I
They have
asked,
a third brother
that's right, they do.
Who-
Jim.
who did an underrated movie called Moving
I think
Violation.
it was Jim. I think his name was Jim, not the former sports
Columnist.
writer. But I saw him heading out, and I said, I gotta take a shot. So I asked him if he had a picture with me, and Brian Doyle Murray was gonna like off to the side. And I go, I want you in this picture too. You know, he was like, I'm just gonna stand over here.
He's the guy who
probably
held the bets.
I know. I was like, how can you not know?
Caddyshack. You got to have him.
He's been in many
he's done a lot of
movies.
really
Many.
good
Yep.
character actor. I
Yep.
mean,
Very good.
He was-
And I think Dan Aykroyd is great. I think he's
John Murray. I looked it up. John Murray's the other
undervalued.
Moving Violations was a movie where like everyone it was some famous person's brother or sister.
It was John Murray, James Keach,
Don Swayze,
John Keach, who was Stacy Keach's brother.
Don Swayze or somebody, and there was somebody. It was another brother. He's like, what are they just the second helping of celebrity?
I don't know, but the Where's the Beef gal was in it. You know,
Claire
from the
Peller.
Wendy's.
Yep.
Yeah, she was in it. So it's an underrated movie. Jennifer Tilly was in it.
Oh, it's another little sibling.
Who's she?
Meg Tilly.
Meg Tilly.
Who's Meg Tilly?
She's more famous.
As a movie.
Not in the poker world.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is Meg Tilly? Give me a movie. that she's in.
I don't know. She was, in a bunch of
More
comedy-ish, and then did some more art-type films. But
Okay.
I think she's a more respected actress.
Big Chill.
There are like it is
Agnes
literally like it is like an all-star of character actors. When you look at the list here, it's like
it's hilarious.
It's like Sally Kellerman, Fred Willard.
Oh God.
It's a fun, I think it's a pretty good movie. And John
I don't
Murray.
know, and anything Fred Willard's in is at least going to give you a few laughs because he's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, underrated. I liked it. It was funny. Check it out. So what is your three? You didn't answer the question. Can I move on?
I got
answer it so we can move on.
I got to three: Norm Macdonald, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray.
Oh my God, you're old.
Well, I don't watch Saturday Night regularly anymore, but when I do, I always find it good. So I think that most of the casts through the years are undervalued generally because I think people just pick out their cast that they like best when they watch the show the most. And I had a lot of disaffection at first for Saturday Night Live because it ruined Saturday night. I went to school here, okay? When Saturday Night Live came out, I was in college.
In the 70s?
late 70s. Yeah.
You were in college in the 70s? Jesus,
Yes,
you're old.
yeah.
Probably a freshman.
I didn't realize you're that much older than me. Good Lord.
So I don't know. When did it start?
Exactly 10 years
76?
old.
No, I think
75.
I think it started. Yeah, it started when I was in high
He's
school.
exactly 10
but it
years
was,
older
you know,
than I
it was the.
It was becoming a
it's
thing.
Huge.
Yeah.
So then it's Saturday night. You know, you're out and about. You're trying to, you know, get some action. No matter where you were, at 10:30 the party stopped, and Saturday Night Live went on the TV, and all anybody did for an hour and a half is sit there and watch Saturday Night Live.
Getting blocked by SNL.
So I was like, please, blocked by Saturday Night Live. Every Saturday night. So, you know, so I was kind of pissed, really.
To this day,
This
when
is
he
funny,
hears the
but-
Weekend Update theme.
Right. That's
gets
the
angry.
end. I'm going home. I'm going to go play poker. That's actually what happened quite a few times. I was like, okay, here comes Saturday Night Live. This party is toast. Let's go play poker. Or Stratomatic. Let's do something else.
Yeah.
Because
Mr. Bill.
Because the ladies are out for an hour and a
Hey,
half.
Mr. Bill. Oh, no, it's Mr. Hand. He's going to be mean to me. Oh.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Mr. Bill, but anyway.
Mr. Bill was
I
hysterical.
thought it was funny. I didn't think
Just
it was
the
one
whole
of the
concept.
best bits.
Just
but
what
it
the
was
whole
funny.
concept.
It was funny.
By the way, just a couple of names I want to toss out. One, we forgot a good friend of ours, I think, local, Jason Sudeikis.
Yes,
I mean, no one's
Jason
even
Sudeikis
mentioned,
was great.
He was great on the show, yeah.
Gilda
Are you
Radner.
calling him Jason Sudeikis a good friend of ours?
Of the city? He's
Okay.
he's a friend of the
It's
station.
like, I guess I missed when we
Friend
went
of the
out.
station.
Friend of the station.
For Coronas with
Friend of the city.
Sudeikis.
I did radio with him before he was on SNL.
You had him on as a guest once.
No, at once a month.
Once a month he'd be on?
They were on, yeah. So way back when, a couple of those guys.
I am a
come up every
huge
month.
Jason Sudeikis fan.
Yeah.
I have
Terrific.
interviewed him a couple of times, but
He's a good guy.
I am not one of those guys that works in this business who everyone I've ever talked to is my friend.
Right.
Oh,
No.
yeah, me and Sudeikis are friends. No.
Friend of the
Yeah,
station.
Hugh
Have I not been
Hugh
invited over to
Jackman.
your house, I'm not your friend.
Friend of the station.
Hugh Jackman and
Yeah, he's
Sugar
great.
Ray Leonard, they're friends of mine.
They're friends of ours because we interviewed him at the
We
Super Bowl one
interviewed him
year.
at the Super Bowl. I was talking to somebody about that the other day because
Us and Shug.
just seen his Hugh Jackman's new movie. So I said, I'm tight with Hugh.
By the way, is that good? My wife wants
I
to
don't
go
know.
see
I
it.
haven't seen it
Oh, I
this
think
time.
you said-
My
I think
friend
you-
said it was very good.
Oh, your friend saw it. Okay.
My friend said it was very good.
Hugh Jackman couldn't have been a nicer guy, could he?
No. Well, he's Australian, so of course he's a good guy. It's like Australians and Canadians.
Fair dinkum, mate.
So, yeah, he was right. And Sugar Ray was pretty nice, too.
Yeah, he's very nice.
guy. Yeah.
I enjoyed talking.
Right.
It was when they were doing, what was it? That Rock'em Sock'em
Blue
movie. I can't
Steel.
remember.
Real Steel.
Real Steel.
Yeah.
With the robot boxing.
I went to it. I never would have gone to it. I went to it because I had talked to him.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good. It was like Rocky and robots.
Yeah, he trained the robot. I trained a down and its luck robot.
Yeah.
A scrap heap robot. Yes. Yeah,
And
he was
Sugar Ray Leonard was the boxing consultant
on the film.
So we
in other
interviewed
words, they
him.
paid him $5 million to do nothing.
Probably not $5 million, but
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But that was a good movie. Wasn't that the same time? With the same year we interviewed Ben Affleck's future wife, or at that time she'd already become his ex-wife. I think does all the credit card commercials now.
Oh, Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
I'm not sure it was the same year, but I do remember that. She's sweet.
I interviewed her. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. You understand? Like, okay, I see why you're in the movies. You are striking.
Yes.
Like, I never use the term striking.
Right.
Like, but when you see like movie stars, you're like, yeah, that's what the term was invented for.
I
She's
was
striking. Her
That
eyes.
same
Still
year,
is.
we interviewed Brooklyn Decker.
We did.
Yes.
I don't even remember who is Brooklyn Decker. I'm forgetting who that is.
She's a real
swimsuit model.
Swimsuit model. She's in
Andy
Sports
Roddick.
Illustrated.
Oh yeah, it's like
She's
6'2".
Andy Roddick.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Andy Roddick's wife.
Wife?
Isn't that right, Andy Roddick?
I think so.
Yes.
I'm glad wife is what came after that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, his wife.
I know where you were
And
going
she was
with
real.
that.
She was striking.
Yes. You do see why people are.
I mean, she was Jennifer Garner is like, see you later, Jennifer. Brooklyn's over here. I mean, that was how good looking. She was like, ho, ho. That was, and she was nice too. I mean, she was very nice. I don't even remember what she was promoting.
I'm trying to remember if they've ever brought anyone around those radio rows, like when they bring somebody. Like I remember Jeff Goldblum was there. He's as odd as you think he is.
Oh yeah,
Right.
but fun to talk. You know, it was
And
really
happy
odd.
to be odd.
They brought Jeff Goldblum one year. Jeff Goldblum, the brother of Thor. the youngest brother of Thor. I know there's
One of the Hemsworth.
Yeah, one of
Chris
those-
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth, and then it was for when Independence Day 2 or whatever came out. You know,
Miles Teller?
No, it wasn't Miles
Was it-
Teller. The guy who plays the president in Independence Day. He's a fighter pilot.
Right.
You know,
I
and-
haven't done it. So you did it every year. I only did it a handful of times.
Well, and they brought them around, and Goldblum was odd, but
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Right.
Goldblum was odd,
but
but
engaging.
entertainingly odd, fun odd.
Right.
Right. But he is. Oh yeah. He is exactly like that. And then the Hemsworth kid was nice and was happy to be there promoting the movie. And then Bill Pullman.
He's
was that his name?
Australian.
Bill
Of course
Pullman.
he's nice.
Bill Pullman. I hope was on something.
Okay.
Really?
Because he brought literally nothing. And I don't think he'd combed his hair in a week. Like, I was like, really? Like, you're the
You're the
mess.
president?
You're the mess. And
How's that
And
possible?
Jeff Goldblum is
and Jeff Goldblum is like the life of the party.
Right.
You know? Like, I didn't think that's how this one was going to go.
Right.
I saw a very short clip of Goldblum. He was saying, people always ask me, is it Goldblum or is it Goldblum? And I always say the same thing. How dare you speak to me? And in his delivery, it's just so perfect. Because you're not expecting that at all.
Clever guy.
How dare you speak to me?
It's like,
he's like born to be in Wes Anderson films.
yeah.
I mean, and,
Yeah.
he is often, but
And by the way, I mean, you could dump it in the post to that guy. He is all of like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
I mean, he is not. It is not like, oh, they just paired him with some short actors. No, he's freaking tall.
really,
I mean,
really big fella.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, before we get off it, I was looking at the pictures.
have you waited on your 3?
I thought I did earlier.
Okay, go ahead. Anyway,
I went back.
That's how
There's
this
a
got
site-
started.
There's a site called Historical Aerials. You can find a spot and you can go back over the years and see when things were added. 2008, those fields were there. 2006, they weren't.
that was
Those
a
practice
conversation
fields.
we had off the air.
I
By
just-
the way, why are
Yeah, I
we
think
doing
we
this
did.
now?
no, off the air.
Okay, well,
Before we
I
go
thought-
on.
Oh, well,
What fields
hard
do
to-
you think we're talking about, Kyle?
I had no idea.
We've been talking. Sorry, I got lost. I got lost at Eddie Murphy. I thought at some point maybe we had actually discussed sports earlier in this.
No,
I got
not
lost.
yet. We
He
have not.
went to college in the 70s. How are you so old you can't figure out when we are and aren't on the radio?
Barely.
It was just this long stream of us talking about it. I thought it was on the air.
Okay, we'll take a break.
So those practice fields.
how
at
about those
KU,
practice
yeah,
fields?
2006 and
We
2008.
talked about it.
Yeah.
If you were wondering.
Yeah, we're looking at KU practice fields is what we're looking at. you
That's
know?
what we do.
Yeah.
We don't sit around and watch old Saturday Night Live segments. We look at practice
fields.
That's what we're getting.
More with Danny Klinkscale coming up next. He's brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing. Don't forget, when it comes to siding, Easton Roofing is your best. Top brands like James Hardy, LP SmartSide, Alside, CertainTeed. They provide full design support, including their visualizer tool. You can preview colors, styles on your actual home. Make a confident decision with Easton Roofing. Find them online at eastonroofing.com.
right, the LaFetta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Who were the players involved the last time two quarterbacks met for a conference championship with just 2 career postseason starts between them? This will be the 4th time.
Who was it the last time?
Last time. 2 quarterbacks and then starting in the same conference championship game that combined.
Oh, in a conference championship game. So they
had 2.
Both in their first playoff run.
Had 2 or fewer. And it's been 2 both times. 2 combined.
Who were the players involved?
Is it is it a fun answer at all?
Yes, there are actually 3, and all 3 are very fun to me.
I'm wondering, did
Tom Brady one of them?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, was Brady Manning happen to square off like that?
How about Roger Staubach?
Nope.
Is Aaron Rodgers involved in it?
Nope.
I'm trying to think somebody who got to a conference championship game.
All 3 happened in about a 15-year period.
Patrick Mahomes?
Nope.
Give me the window.
85 to 99.
Well, probably like a Chandler from the Falcons or Humphreys from the Chargers.
2 in the NFC, 1 in the AFC. And in 2
not
of
Chandler, not Humphreys.
Nope. And in 2 of the last 2 pairings, 1 of the 2 is in the Hall of Fame.
Steve Young?
Nope.
This is now I'm just lost and giving up.
McNabb's first go-round?
About that time, though.
About that time, huh?
Skosh between that, before that.
I'm probably going to hate myself, but I don't know. Well, in the interest of time.
1999 NFC Championship game, Kurt Warner versus Sean King.
I was thinking
Kurt Warner. I was going to say Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner and Sean King.
1988 AFC Championship, Boomer Esiason and Jim Kelly.
Oh, wow, okay.
And the 1985 NFC Championship, Jim McMahon versus Dieter Brock.
Dieter, this is the time.
Yes. Who holds
in
another
the conference
distinction.
championship game where we dance.
Yes.
To give you a Saturday Night Live. Mike Myers.
By the way,
this is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
Dieter Brock has another distinction. He's the only quarterback to lead his team to a conference championship game and start in his only NFL season.
Yeah.
He didn't play before or after.
Are you familiar with Dieter Brock?
Kyle? Did he just go back to the CFL?
Yes.
Did he quit?
He turned. I don't know.
Right.
I think he went back. I don't think he quit. The Rams with Eric Dickerson never had the quarterback, and so they got this idea they'll go get Dieter Brock, who had won championships with the Edmonton Eskimos, as they were called then. They're now called the Elks, and they brought in Dieter Brock, and he did all right, but he's like 5'2".
Yeah, he was below 6 feet.
Oh, yes.
I think.
Oh, yes.
He played pretty well that year, though, I think.
He was actually done after 85, so he quit.
That was it? He didn't go back?
Nope. Winnipeg 74 to 83, Hamilton 83 to 84, Rams 85, and then gone.
What were his numbers with the Rams?
In 85, let's see, 60% completions, 16 touchdowns, 13 picks.
Yeah, but that was 60% was pretty good.
Wasn't bad,
Yeah, it was.
That was
and
Eric
16-13, it wasn't like ridiculous.
Yeah, Dickerson had 248 in their playoff win over Dallas, which was a
and then they got
playoff record.
Then they got
and
housed
as anyone
by
was,
the Bears.
As everyone got housed in that postseason.
Yeah,
Bears did not allow an offensive touchdown in the postseason.
Yeah. Speaking of
that,
they
did get one late. I thought it was a kickoff, but it actually was a pass play.
When it was it
after they replaced?
I think it was
Steve
Grogan
who
went in.
Would get into some trouble.
Tony Eason got benched or
I
hurt.
think it was. I'll look that up, but yeah, they shut out both of their 2 NFC playoff opponents, including the Giants when Sean Landeta.
That was the year before the Giants would win the Super Bowl, so that was a pretty good team. In dominant fashion themselves the following year. Sean Landeta whiffed on the punt. Yeah.
The wind caught it, and he completely whiffed.
Down in the shadow of his own end zone, too. Who they beat? They beat them, and then they beat the Rams.
21-0, 24-0, and then 46-10 over the Pats.
Pretty good run.
Pretty good run, yes. And
Irving Fryer
in honor
finally got in the end zone.
Honor of that, today I repeated a great Kansas City profile we did in the past with Steve.
Do you do any new ones?
Steve Grogan. Yeah, I do. I do almost all new ones.
Okay, all right.
But sometimes, the logistics or somebody just says, I want to do it next week.
Okay.
Which happened this
So who'd you repeat? Steve Grogan?
Steve Grogan, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
He was great.
Was it? He was a hell of a ball player.
He was a hell of a. He played 16 seasons, all with the Patriots. Started games in all of those years, even though he wasn't really the starter sometimes.
He was a bad defensive call on the Pats away from knocking off the Raiders in Oakland in '76 when they won the Super Bowl. Very sketchy personal foul penalty extended the Raider drive when they put it in the end zone, or else that was a 13-1 team. That would have been.
He injured his neck at one point,
Right.
which makes him one of the great. I believe he has to be the only quarterback that ever wore a neck roll.
Yeah, he did. He kind of, yes, he
right.
wore it for the rest of his career.
By the way, and did we just find out that the neck rolls were a complete waste of time? Because everybody had a neck roll when I played football, and nobody has a neck roll now. Was it just like...
Maybe it's like eye black.
Yeah.
You know, just an affectation of sorts, but he felt it like it helped. I know that.
Yeah. So I just tried to get my neck roll to do what Eric Dickerson's did, and I could not make it happen. I don't know how he got that thing pointing out. You know, I tried I even set it under a dictionary, trying to get the horns to flare out the way they did on Eric Dickerson's uniform. Could not make it happen.
He probably had an assistant who dressed him.
Favorite,
nobody looked better in his uniform.
No, ever.
That's what
any uniform.
I told him. Speaking of Super Bowl interviews, not a great sideline reporter,
No.
but a fun guy to talk to, because one, he's very honest about the Pony Express and the money that was flowing at SMU, and you see him in that Pony Express 30 for 30. He talks about getting the Trans Am from Texas A&M. He had the maroon Trans Am, and he drove it to SMU. He's like, "What are they going to do? Ask for it back?"
Right.
I mean, he's like, they gave him a Trans Am. It's like, well, you didn't go there. What are they going to do? Ask for it back? You know,
exactly.
Like it's against the rules.
Hey,
give us that car we cheated the rules with. Give us that car back. But
let's put it this. Well, you said he wasn't a good sideline reporter. I don't know what in a pitched battle of
between him and
Lynn Swann.
Well, actually, he did. They did. He did side. They had one on each sideline when he did Monday Night Football sidelines, and it was him, and it was Scott Erickson's wife. What was her name?
Lisa Guerrero.
Lisa Guerrero, who they always had this weird, like apparently she wanted to be wanted the lighting a certain way, and they had this weird like bottom light that showing up. And I was like, but I remember saying to Eric Dickerson, "Yeah, look at the neck roll, just perfect."
even better. I'll put both these pictures out when he was in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
it's like how do you do that?
I don't know how he did it.
Ridiculous.
But I was like, do you know how hard I tried to look like you? Yeah, he's 6'3", 215, 220.
You didn't have jelly curls, did you?
I would have if I could have. I would have jerry curled it. The goggles, and he had that specific face mask,
which was completely different than everybody else.
Yes,
Yep.
he was tremendous. He looked even better at SMU.
Right.
That SMU uniform with the cutoff jersey, him flying down the field. You're like, I want to be that guy.
He was I had a first NFL jersey I bought was the white Rams jersey, Dickerson with the yellow sleeves. I thought I wore that some bitch everywhere.
I have the blue one in the
I always liked the white jersey better.
Aside,
in the running back room.
All that aside, I think he's really one of the most underrated great players in the history
sure.
of the NFL.
Yep, for sure.
I mean,
Yep.
to run,
He'd play wide out now if he came up.
to run like that,
Yeah.
breaking every rule of ran completely straight up, making himself a
And
huge target,
and just
shrug
outrageous.
people off.
Part of it was because because of his size. I heard someone describing him. The defender is moving along with the play, measuring Dickerson stride for stride. When suddenly he realizes, he lost the angle.
Yeah,
His just straightaway speed, man.
Right.
He was something else. And he'd do that. Just that ability to cut. He would just cut,
the pitch
cut,
and
then
then
boom,
turn it upfield and go.
size.
He was impressive.
Yeah, kids, go look for an Eric Dickerson highlight reel and think what he would do in this league today.
I mean, like I'm saying, he'd be playing wide out.
Yeah,
he would never.
right.
They would have moved him. At this point, who do you like in these games this weekend, Danny?
Well, I probably am with many, many other people in undervaluing the Seattle Seahawks, but I like the Rams. I would like them to win, so I'm going to pick them. But
Okay.
I don't know if that's the wisest thing to do. I didn't see the Seahawks play that much football this year, just either coincidentally or just didn't. They weren't. I don't think were they on Sunday Night Football. I don't even know. I always watch Sunday Night Football. I watch the Chiefs, and then I watch a smattering of other things. But the Seahawks play. They usually aren't. If they're playing on the West Coast, they're not one of our games almost ever because it's going to be the Rams or the Niners unless they play them. So I didn't see them play as much as I should have, and I don't appreciate them as much as I should. And I think they're probably going to win, but I'm picking the Rams.
My guys in Seattle cannot help themselves to fawn all over
McDaniel.
I mean, they think he is not McDaniel. What's the
McDonald? Mike
McDonald.
McDonald.
Mike McDonald.
Yeah. Mike McDonald.
They are all in that he is, and it looks like it. I mean, I don't think he's Sam Darnold is. He has taken Sam Darnold to a home field in the NFC Championship game. I mean, he can clearly coach.
One Sunday Night Football game this year, November 2nd at Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Blew him out 38-14.
Yeah, I think the quarterback was hurt by then, wasn't he? So I might have just skipped that one.
Yeah. Jackson Smith and Jigba's amazing, but their defense is no joke.
Right, but I like Stafford. I'd like him to get another one. I like watching the Rams.
And they don't lose at home in the postseason.
They haven't. I don't think they have.
They've lost once.
Oh, one time, is that right? Yeah.
In history?
In that stadium, they've only lost once. They've only lost twice at home.
Who do they lose?
I looked this up a couple last
Was
week.
it old days? Like, it's in that stadium.
Yeah,
not that city, in that
lost
stadium.
One game in that stadium.
But he said they've only lost 2 in Seattle.
They've only lost, they
don't make it that often. That's part of it.
They're 13-3 all time at home. But let's see when the last.
So a little bit of Eli Manning to their playoff history.
Let's see.
Right. If I'm going, but I ain't getting there much.
Well, 13-3 is pretty good. That's a pretty decent sample size.
Well, they lost to the Rams in 2020.
In 50 years?
No, in the stadium, 13-3. I mean,
they've played 16 playoff games in that stadium.
At home all time, they've played 16 games. In that stadium, I think they're
they're an expansion team, and they were terrible.
I think they're 12-1 all time in that building.
Okay.
And the one loss was in 2020 to the Rams.
Well, here comes number 2.
Yeah, they were a terrible friend. Yeah, I hope so. I would like to see Stafford get another one. I mean, everybody I really kind of wanted to win a little bit in this playoff has lost. So I was, I would like to have seen Josh Allen get his. No. I like the Niners generally. No. I thought they were going to win the game. That's how stupid I am.
I don't care who comes out of the NFC. I'll be rooting for them in the Super Bowl. I do not need the Pats getting a 7th, and I sure as hell don't need the Broncos getting a 4th. So I will not be for either one of those two.
No, I will probably not either. Even though my whole family roots for the Patriots, but I don't. I am not a Patriots fan and never have been one. So. I'm fine with rooting for the NFC team. I probably would root for the Seahawks after dissing them all that time if they get there.
By the way, Jared Stidham. They had a picture of Jared Stidham up there. I'm like, he looks like a down and out, or like a guy who would play a down and out rodeo guy, like with this beard and the kind of a little bit of a mullet thing going there. Like it's just an interesting look.
I think the Broncos are being dismissed. I think they
Jeff Chadilla picked them today on our Red Golden Bowl. He picked the Broncos to win.
On my podcast, I don't know what he did today. I didn't hear Stan. He picked the Broncos to win on my podcast. So.
Really? Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay. I mean, I listen. I get it. They can defend, and I expect Sean Payton to prop them up. If they were going against, virtually anybody else, I would buy it. But I think Mike Vrabel will have a little something for Stidham. And I think the Patriots' defense is grossly underrated. They were the number 4 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are a pretty good football team with great coaching. So I don't, they played fine football this year, but I just don't see how you can turn from being complete garbage to being that good.
Well, it's by spending $300 million in contracts on the defensive side of the ball is a big part of it.
Right.
They had a bunch of cap room, and they used it. They have a great corner in Christian Gonzalez. They have a top 5 pick at left tackle.
Right.
He's good, not great, but he's only in his first year. They've got a number 2 overall pick quarterback.
I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I think your assessment is real. I mean, I think it is.
I like Vrabel.
If Denver would win this, 26-13, we'd be like, okay, the Patriots were largely schedule driven. Played a goofball game with the Texans.
And they're going to be good, I think. They're going to get better.
Sure.
I think Drake May is the real thing. So,
but I They do, and
But I'm still picking the Patriots.
Jeff had a great point. He said, I think the Patriots have given up 47 sacks, and the Broncos had 68. Like, Drake May will go down in this game.
Right.
You know?
But the Patriots' offense has been pretty weak in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they need to do something. Or maybe they don't. maybe
I mean, do you
maybe
think
they'll win 16-13.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is actually a dream matchup for them because they don't have to press on the offense.
Right. I don't think so either. I actually think Stidham will do okay. I don't think they'll ask him to do that much. And I when I've seen him play, he's only started 4 games, but I think I've seen all of his starts.
On Underdog, early in the
pretty
week,
good.
I was talking about do I have it written down, the number? I usually try to write down the number for when I do those spots. Early in the week, do you remember what number I was given for Stidham? I wanted to say it was like you could go higher than 156.5 on his passing yards.
It was 188.5.
Well, I know today it's like 196.5. Like they have the world has decided that Sean Payton will scheme it up.
That's still will he want to throw for 196? You know, I mean, will he give him the chance?
I mean, like if it was 296, I'd be like, I hear what you're saying, but like I don't. Can you go out and plan on winning an NFL game with less than 200 yards passing that doesn't have you being like +5?
I don't know if a guy went 15 for 20 for 185 and 2 touchdowns.
You mean like Brady did? Except Brady, most of his early years, most of his early career was 15 for 29 for 175, a touch and a pick, and then the MVP of the game.
Yeah, 17.
While the
20
defense,
to 17 win.
Took it away 5 times.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to. My inclination. I don't know what the weather is. I think it's supposed to be okay, but that this game could be like Cro-Magnon football. So it could be 16-13. But
it's a good thing that Kyle took Kenneth Walker in our NFL fantasy playoff. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was eliminated in the first round. Never mind.
Next to who?
Me. We were terrible. God, our team sucked. He at least had the excuse of taking Jackson Smith and Jigba, who wasn't playing, because the way it works, you have 8 teams and then you drop 2 each round.
Right.
So all you have to do is finish 5th or better, or finish 6th or better in the first round. And so, like, it's a strategy people will do. Like, okay, I'll just donate a 0 on 1 and see if I can get by, but then I have what would be the likely first pick of the next round already on my roster. And then the teams that are out, their players go back into the pool and you redraft, and you can keep any of your guys that survive. And so he had a strategy to it. But I tried. With all 8 of my players. And I failed. Nope. It was awful.
Well, a bad plan's better than no plan at all.
Yeah, James Cook, thanks for not coming to the game in the opener. I don't even remember. I was like, well, this will be easy.
Not bad.
I actually toyed around, like, is there somebody I want to take late and kind of put a 0? Because I like this squad. This squad's going, it's going to advance without. But no, I better just make sure. I'll go ahead and take a guy who's going to play. Yeah. Not even close.
0. By the way, 23 on Sunday in Denver.
By the way, are you still in it?
No.
No, shocking. You had that whole extra week.
I left. Wow, I'd never heard anybody brag from below. That's rare. You're not very high, are you? He screamed.
So the guy comes
from
in
the floor
last
below.
in the 4x100. You stink up there.
Yeah, that wasn't that impressive. Yeah.
Mostly cloudy and cold, intermittent snow and flurries in the afternoon. Little to no accumulation. 23 degrees for Denver on Sunday.
For Denver, what's
and wind?
What's Seattle?
See, wind.
There's no wind. That's
9 miles an hour. Gust to 16.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. But
Seattle.
Well, Seattle, it's indoors.
Seattle.
No, it's not.
Well, it's kind of indoors.
That's covered.
What is wrong with you? Have you gotten anything right today?
It's wide open down the middle.
Almost everything right.
44.
From Tommy Boy to thinking they're still playing in the Kingdom?
That's an opinion.
Partly sunny and chilly.
Probably sunny and chilly with
44.
what? 44?
It always the stadium always looks
precipitation.
to me like it's indoors.
You look down the
Maybe
middle.
it's because it's cloudy all the time,
Yeah.
and there's sections where the fans are kind of covered, like soccer.
Yeah.
So when I watch the game, I'm like, oh, I guess that's a dome or a retractable dome.
No.
Well, see, I just found out something.
Danny Clinkscale.
That shows you how much I've watched Seattle play.
Playing the role of the guy who's wrong on everything is Danny Clinkscale, proudly brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing.
Where'd you find a picture of Seattle where it's sunny?
It's AI.
The sun shines there.
At least 5 times a year.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Easton Roofing. No payment collected until you're 100% satisfied. Serving the entire metro area. That includes you folks in Lawrence and Topeka. You can go ahead, check it out. Estimates always free. Commercial, residential roofing. Yep, they handle it. Siding. Handle that as well. Find Easton Roofing online at eastonroofing.com. You're listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Danny Clinkscale is with us, brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing. Integrity matters. You can find them online at eastonroofing.com. If you're a property owner, understand that Easton Roofing, when they do their job, will give you a complete plan, lay everything out so you have minimal disruptions to your business. Hey, having your parking lot covered in all kinds of roofing materials is not a good way to do business, and Easton Roofing knows it. Unlike a lot of those other companies that just don't care, we'll be there when we're there. They'll let you know exactly when they're going to come. They make sure your business has as few, if any, interruptions. That's Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. Find them online at eastonroofing.com. The Jayhawks, it's all fixed on the hoop court, you know?
I think many things are fixed, but now
Bill Self,
I think he seems to be okay. But that's something that's going to have to be monitored. But also, he said yesterday that it's going to be a long time till Darren Peterson is 100% with the ankle, combined with all the other stuff. So you're just working in a land of you don't know. I mean, ankles are weird. And if he's saying that he's not going to be 100% for a while, that means it's a pretty bad sprain. Because you can roll your ankle and be fine in the same game.
Well, he came back in.
He did come back in, but I think it was more like, I think I'm going to come back in for once. To show I can.
I know what you're all saying right now.
Right. So I'm going to give it a go.
Prove
here.
you wrong.
I'm going to give it a go here, and it's just an complete unknown. Now their team is looking like they're improving in other ways, but they've.
I'm not going to say it happened at a good time, but it happened in a game against Colorado,
right,
with a very disappointing K-State team coming up next, and then their week with no midweek game after that. It's about as good a time as you could do it.
Right.
Because I think they can beat K-State without him.
Yeah.
And then he gets 2 weeks to try to heal it up to get to BYU.
But it's just,
or almost 2
I think
weeks.
they're still, I think they're on a slow uptick. I'll say that. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, he's never beaten Jerome Tang there, so that's 3 in a row.
They're favored 3 times and lost 3 times.
So
not by this number though.
Yeah, I think they're going to win, but I think we got a lot of question marks between Missouri and Kansas still. Kansas, I think, is slightly on the improve. Missouri, I don't know. I don't know.
I fully expect
going to any game. I don't know.
I fully expect Missouri to take down one of the best teams in the SEC and flop against Oklahoma.
Right.
They need to beat Oklahoma because it'll be 3 in a row. It's starting a bad trend.
Yeah,
and if they don't get Oklahoma.
They are truly bubble. CBS Sports, they're in. ESPN, they're 5 out.
Yeah,
so,
I would tend to lead towards the ESPN.
So would I. Yeah, I would too. They need wins.
Danny, appreciate it. Go figure out Saturday Night Live, would you?
I'll do. I'll go through the whole catalog.
It's time for the La Feta Italian Delicatessen end of the hour question. Located on the southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. La Feta Delicatessen. Bread made fresh each morning, coupled with the freshest ingredients and sauces created in-house for you each and every day.
All right, what franchise has played the most home postseason games in NFL history without ever losing? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
At Subaru of Olathe, we've changed the car buying process to better serve our guests. Experience no handoffs, no hassles, and no hidden fees now. And shop our great selection of Subaru models available at SubaruofOlathe.com.
Disney on Ice is hitting the road, and you're invited. Experience the coolest new adventure with your family and all your Disney friends from Toy Story 4, The Lion King, Frozen, Moana, Aladdin, and more. Once the fun starts, it never stops. Discover where the road leads you at Disney on Ice Road Trip Adventures. Playing T-Mobile Center January 22nd through 25th. Disney magic to fit every family. For tickets, visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Start the year moving, not hurting. If joint pain is holding you back, listen up. There's a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. QC Kinetics delivers regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, shoulders, back, wherever it hurts. Instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office and you go about your day. Simple procedures that can deliver big, life-changing results. Skip the 3 to 6 months of recovery, skip the pain, skip the invasive surgery. Imagine this instead. You're moving better, stronger, planning the year you actually want. All because you took care of the pain, the smart way. Game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. January is supposed to be your clean slate, so make it one. Stop managing the pain and start solving it with QC Kinetics. Call now for your free consultation, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500.
Mike's got this.
Hey, Soren, Petro here. If you've listened to me over the years here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, you know I like to do my research. I like to do my homework. What I want is a good quality deal when it comes to my car buying experience. So I did my research. I did my homework. You know what I found? Roberts Robinson is the best place to buy your next car or truck. Listen, buying a vehicle should not feel like a full contact sport. It should be a relaxing, easy deal. Just get a great vehicle at a great price. And that's what you get at Roberts Robinson. They make it easy. They're straightforward people. A dealership group that's been a part of this community for over 50 years. A team that actually listens to you about what it is you need in your next vehicle. Right now, you can get the best trade-in or cash value for your vehicle at Roberts Robinson. So what are you waiting for? Read the Google reviews. Do what I did.
Second half of the program begins right now with the 2-minute drill. It's brought to you by Jocelyn's Jewelry. Gary Joslin and his great staff. They're the best. Voted Kansas City's #1 jewelry store. They're right there on the southeast corner of 95th and Antioch. Valentine's Day right around the corner. You need a great gift. They got it. Knowledgeable staff, friendly staff as well. You're treated like family the moment you walk in the door at Jocelyn's Jewelry. Whether it's maybe diamond stud earrings. Maybe it's a pearl necklace, the stackable bracelets. Maybe it's the tennis bracelet. I don't know, whatever you need. How about the most important purchase? That's an engagement ring. They've got almost 1,000 to choose from. You get the very best. Exquisite jewelry and exceptional service. It's at Jocelyn's Jewelry, the gold standard in fine jewelry. Let's get things started here on the drill. We will begin in Denver, Colorado. Our buddy Mike Rice, 104.3 The Fan in Denver, is up first. Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm well, Soren. What's going on?
Well, not conference championship football, not for us, but it is back in Denver, Colorado, but they're going to have to do it with a backup quarterback. Jarrett Stidham will get the start, but more and more I'm hearing people think the Broncos could still get this done. Where's the confidence level in Denver?
I think there's, at the very worst, cautious optimism, and I think a lot of Broncos country feels like Stiddy can get it done. Now, again, we know what he's up against. He's appeared in one game this year. He hasn't thrown a pass since the 2023 season when he appeared in 3 games and started 2. But Sean Payton has expressed confidence in Jarrett Stidham, and I think a lot of Broncos country feels like, well, if Sean's confident, maybe I should be too.
Yeah, the number, I was looking at Underdog, his passing yardage number keeps going up and up and up, so there's confidence that they're going to be able to scheme up something with Jarrett Stidham, but reality is they have to win this with their defense, right? They can pressure the quarterback like no one else in the league this year, and the Patriots give it up. Is that how they get there? Is one, putting Drake May on the ground a lot and forcing him to turn it over, which he has also done a lot of?
Yeah, certainly I think those would be 2 huge factors. We know that the Broncos defense has been the linchpin all year long. They haven't struggled a lot. They've struggled some back half of the regular season for sure, down the stretch. And Buffalo did some very good things, which we all know New England's going to come in and likely run the football a lot. But I don't know that Drake May has seen the kind of pressure that he's going to get, with all due respect to the Texans last week, and have to do it on the road. I think that's the other thing, Soren. I mean, Empower Field at Mile High has been really, really loud, and I would expect that Broncos country would show out and be the loudest yet on Sunday.
J.K. Dobbins going to be a part of the mix?
Good question. He's practiced this week. Personally, I think it's more of a long shot. I'm not really basing that on inside information. It's just a gut feel, but look, I mean, they had no reason to keep him in the window. You might as well open the practice window because there's only so much football left, and the Broncos said all along that he could very well be ready for the Super Bowl if they made it that far. So we'll see. I'm not expecting him to play, but if he does, perhaps he can help. He certainly wouldn't hurt. But to expect him to come in and, get 18, 22 carries and run for $120, that would shock me for sure.
Okay. All right. We'll see. You got a prediction on the game?
I think it's going to be close. It's going to be cold too, man. It's going to struggle to get into the low 20s. They're expecting 1 to 4 inches of snow between Friday and the end of the day Sunday, so it is going to be football weather to say the least. I like the Broncos in a close one. Call it 20-18.
All right, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. No Jokic for about 12 games now. However, they've moved up in the standings, now 3rd in the West, doing a pretty good job of at least more than just holding the fort with him down. How surprising is it that they've been able to play as well as they've played to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it depends on whom you ask, but if you ask me, what you did, I'm surprised. There's no doubt about it. I mean, getting AG back was great. Gordon is such a glue guy and such an important part, especially as a bigger player. And don't forget, they lost Joker and the other guys, but they also lost Jonas Valanciunas, who's been the best backup big that Joker's ever had here in Denver. So it's been remarkable. Obviously, Jamal Murray has stepped up. He's been brilliant. He's playing like not only he wants to be an all-star, but he wants to really add to his legacy in a way that he just hasn't. More mature, more in charge, more of a leader, and they've needed all of that. And the fact that, as you said, they're ascending while Joker is out, Holy cow. I mean, that doesn't bode well for the rest of the West or the league.
No, it doesn't. And there'll be a little period where they have to, reassimilate him in and learn how to play with him. But, this is supposed to be where they get driven down into the standings and have to go out on the road, don't have home court advantage, all those kind of things. And they're hanging right in there. It's scary if they're not going to take advantage of it right now. They're going to have some problems with them on down the road. All right, first impressions on Paul DePodesta's first off season with the Rockies?
Yeah, I mean, they've made a couple of moves, Lorenzen being one, which I think is good. They DFA'd a couple of guys, among them Michael Collier, a former first-round pick, and that's just notable because in years past they would have hung on to guys like that, clearly Collier has had some opportunities and just unfortunately hasn't been able to be an everyday player. I think the jury's still going to be out. Look, if you're expecting the Rockies to be at 500, I think that's a stretch. But can they get back to being competitive? Can they get back to just being, a semblance of a quality organization? I hope so, and I hope some of these moves are the first steps. I'm interested to see what Warren Schaefer does as the full-time manager. He's got, I think, a pretty good staff around him. I'm curious. We'll put it that way, Soren.
All right, Deion Sanders. What do we think? The transfer portal, what's happening with the recruiting? He was talking like, just give me one more year. I couldn't believe how much he was talking at the end of the season about, like, he thought, he was having to, it sounded like he was trying to justify his job. What are the returns now that we're into portal season?
Well, I think they can't be a whole lot worse than they were. We know that. I also like the fact that, they brought in, the new offensive coordinator, Brennan Marion from Sac State. So that's going to be really interesting. And so much of it's going to depend on the quarterback, Juju Lewis, whom they kept, obviously, and kept out of the portal. And I think that was huge. Look, Deion has been the master portal guy, at least when the portal's been open. Have those results followed after that? Not so much, at least not last year. And without Shador and without Travis Henry, clearly it was not a good showing for the Buffs. But I'm hopeful offensively with a guy like Marion who runs an up-tempo, high-octane type of offense, that the Buffs have a chance to be a little bit more than they were under Pat Shurmur's play calling. And that's not saying a whole lot.
By the way, did you see, I think it was Forbes they ranked the top 20 most valuable college football programs, and Colorado came in at 20. Does that shock you the way it shocks me?
Yes and no. No, because, when Deion first got here, and I realize it wasn't 3 years ago, but they were under 500. And the excitement, the swag that Coach Prime brought, I think instantly elevated the program. Now they've got to get the results to follow. But yes, because results have to follow. And I think to assume that the fan base is going to be where it was going into year two after a subpar year one, this season is completely off base. I think there's a lot of people that expect a lot more, and even Coach Prime said it at the end of last year. I know what it takes to get this fixed, and believe me, I'll do it. That's obviously a paraphrase, but we got to see if he's going to do it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? You got to have the talent. You got to put it all together. He's getting a lot of money to do it. We'll see if he can put it all together. Mike Rice in Denver. Great stuff as always, buddy. We appreciate it. Enjoy the football on Sunday. We'll talk to you on down the road.
Sounds good. Thanks, Soren.
The great Orlando Alzagari, the Big O Radio Show on YouTube, at Big O Show, on Twitter, X in Miami, Florida. Orlando, how are you, buddy?
I am doing great. I'm in Miami, and I'm thawed out and unfreezing, so I'm doing a little better than most of the country.
Yeah, I heard Trick Green was down there to watch his Hoosiers play and talked about it being 47 degrees the morning of the championship game. Like, are you guys going to make it? Do we need to send supplies, blankets? Are you okay?
Yeah. When it gets to 47, forget about it, brother. Our blood is too thin here that's like -5 for you guys out there. You know, that's the way it goes. So
Which
we're
is-
all right. We just watch our iguanas freeze and
fall out of the tree.
and fall out of the tree. Yeah, it's the entertainment we get down here in the process.
Yeah, it's funny because we are going to be at -5 tonight. I think we were at like 6 when we got things going here today. We had a really brutal cold front, and then we're getting, I don't know, what are they talking about now, Curtis? 7 to 10 inches of snow tomorrow. So too bad we don't have a conference championship game being played here this weekend. That would have been a lot of fun. Let's talk about the national championship game. Miami does not win, but they gave Indiana everything they could. What's the reaction to that game? Great effort? Are we all on board, or are we upset that they didn't get it all the way done?
Oh, come on, man. Nobody expected them to be there. At least for me, the theme on our show was it was a blessing to be there, to give them a game. They made all the mistakes. Miami missed the field goal, the pump block that led to a touchdown. That's 10 points. You had the interception. You had a whole bunch of the penalties. Indiana was a mature, professional team that played every day really smart football in every single game. You saw it in Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship and all the way through the playoffs. If you were going to beat that team, you had to beat them with your mind, not just physically. And Miami failed at that area because this was their first time back on the big stage. You know, and so that's just kind of the way it is. They weren't ready for this kind of moment. Indiana was ready for this moment. There's a reason, dude. You know, you go, what was it, 16-0, 15-0, whatever it was, that crazy number. That's amazing. You got to give them props. I don't think anybody with a brain down here in Miami is looking down at the effort of those kids. They just weren't good enough to beat Indiana, and there's no shame because nobody in the country was good enough to beat Indiana. Let's just give Indiana the props that they deserve. That's it.
Yeah, no, there was no major blunder. I would have tried to use some timeouts before the 2-minute warning if I'm Mario Cristobal, but they were in position to try to score when the interception was thrown. I don't even mind the INT. You're trying to make a play. I mean, it needed to be a better throw, needed to get it out in front of them. If you miss, you got to miss long on that. But you know,
think about it. All the mistakes they made, and they still had a chance to win the game.
Yeah,
I mean that tells you that the Miami team was pretty damn good and pretty damn talented. But against that team, you had to play perfect football. That's just the way it is, and nobody was able to play perfect football. Everybody made a mistake except Indiana.
Malachi Toney entered the transfer portal. Is this just a way to get a raise, or do you think he's on his way out?
Actually, from what I'm told, it's not. I mean, I had Manny Navarro on my show today from The Athletic. He told me he really hasn't entered, but the mom already said he's coming back. If there's a raise to come, he'll get the raise, whatever it is. He's not going anywhere. That's just fodder out there or throwing it out there. He's locked in. Don't worry about that.
Okay, and they poached a pretty good one from Missouri, Damon Wilson. I mean, overall, how is the transfer portal class going? Does it look like they're going to reload? Because I think they were the more talented team in this game. They look like they're getting back to the old University of Miami with talent all over the place. Is it going to be an upgrade even more so after the success they've had this year?
Yeah. The Damon Wilson kid is a werewolf, and I know Jason Taylor is going to love working with him. And that's kind of the plus that once you start having success, that starts to breed more success, and that's kind of how the program started. You know, back when I was like 17 years old, and I'm watching them in '83 surprise Nebraska and shock the world. From there, it started where recruits started to, come back. And now that Mario has kind of busted through that glass ceiling, because Miami hasn't done anything for over 20 years. They've been pathetic for 20 years. They can't win a decent bowl game. And all of a sudden, they find themselves in the national championship game. That's why it's a blessing. Now you're going to start getting recruits, and now you're going to get the quarterback Darian Mensah from Duke. He's going to probably win that lawsuit, of course, because they stole him from Tulane. So Miami's going to steal him from Duke. I mean, that's this business. That's the way it goes. And they're going to get the top receiver, too, out of Duke that went into the portal. So, yes, they're going to start reloading. Mario doesn't stop working. And they've got an NIL that matches whatever they have at Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia and all these places that have deep pockets. And that's going to give them an opportunity to compete. And with Mario's recruiting abilities, it just puts you in a terrific position. Mario had to have success on game days. Remember, guys, this was a failed season by the University of Miami. If the committee says you're out and they go the traditional way with Notre Dame and Alabama, which is what I expected, I thought Miami was going to get screwed, and they didn't and they got in, that saved their season. Because if we end the season the way it was, everybody would be ripping Mario because he didn't make it to the ACC, he didn't win the ACC, he didn't make it into the playoffs. It was a failed season. Once they got the door in and they knocked it down, all of a sudden it became a successful season, and it really opened the door for Mario because that's the glass ceiling he had to break.
What are we thinking? John Eric Sullivan as the general manager, Jeff Hafley as the head coach. The Dolphins have replaced their top two positions. Do we like the moves?
Well, we've been on this hamster wheel for decades now for the Miami Dolphins. They change coaches, and sometimes they play the human Jenga where they replace only the coach, and they put him there with the general manager. The general manager is replaced, and they keep the coach. This time they wiped the slate clean. Two guys are now aboard from the same place that's a successful place, same philosophy. They're saying all the right things. Will it work? I have no idea. I will say this. And you can't say this in every place in the NFL, and you know this, and people that are listening know this. They will not, if they fail, it's because they're not good enough. It's not because they didn't have the resources. The one thing I'll give Stephen Ross, he can't nail who to run his team, and that's why he has failed for 16 years. But he gives whoever comes here has every resource available. So it's up to John Eric Sullivan and Hafley, to get it done. I know Sullivan's dad because I've been covering the league long enough. So Jerry Sullivan was a receivers coach down here in Miami. If John Eric Sullivan is half the general manager that Jerry Sullivan is as a wide receivers coach, then Miami found themselves a pretty damn good guy. So we'll find out. We have no idea if it'll work, but they have said and done all the right things so far.
Orlando Alzagari in Miami, Florida. Great stuff, buddy. It's always great talking to you. Have yourself a great weekend, my friend.
You got it, my man. Have a great weekend and stay warm out there.
Pete Fox, KLOS in Los Angeles, California. From one warm coast to the other we go here in frigid Kansas City. Pete, how are you, my friend?
Hey, it's 60 here, man. I'm chilly.
Yeah, it's 6 here. You got half the temperature right where we are. 6. That's it, just 6.
7 or just 6?
No, just 6. Yeah, so there you go. Mike McDaniel, is he going to be the offensive coordinator of the Chargers or not? I mean, I thought this was done a couple of days ago. Now reports have him interviewing in Buffalo today. What's the story on Mike McDaniel going to the Chargers?
Yeah, I wish I had more information than you. I mean, I have the same information. I mean, we've been walking down the road as if it's a done deal, but during our shows, people are like, "Hey, not so fast. This isn't done yet." And the fact that Jesse Minter got hired by the Ravens, I guess, helps a little bit. But it has felt all along like McDaniel was, not looking just to take any job that's out there. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of dog jobs out there. Yeah, we've heard that, it's a done deal, but at the same time, nothing is signed yet. So he's definitely not the OC yet, but it still feels like it's the, leading candidate for his next job at this point.
Yeah, I mean, is that not a room that we all want to be in? Jim Harbaugh communicating with Mike McDaniel? I mean, that is dueling banjos of guys that march to the beat of their own drum. Like, that would be a fun room to be in at least once.
Yeah, it definitely feels like for McDaniel, it's a, look at all the toys you get to play with kind of a thing, right? It doesn't feel like it's a situation where he's coming in trying to, resurrect a disaster. Now, granted, the offense was kind of a disaster, but you could see the talent, and you could see the guys that are there and what he's capable of doing with those guys, and the talent kind of fits and suits his style of coaching, and we all think that it definitely would be much, much better because he runs these tighter formations. They're not so spread out, and that would work well for the Chargers offense. And an emphasis on the running game is also something that we, screamed for all year long. Like, we need more of that, and that's another thing that McDaniel does. So, yeah, when you think about the option and you throw in the fact living in Manhattan Beach, Southern California, all of that, granted he's coming from Miami, so it's not like he's leaving some cold weather place to come to California, but it is attractive to be sure.
Okay, the Laker rift, the Buss family rift that is alleged in a story to have caused the sale of the Lakers, and then LeBron James' role in it with Jeannie Buss. Like, is this like news that everybody in L.A. knew already, and it's just, it's now making its way nationally, and so it seems like a big deal, or is it a big deal in L.A.?
It's definitely something that has been kind of under the radar here. LeBron has done this whole thing since he walked through the door where he acts like he knows nothing and makes no decisions, pulls no punches, all of that, when clearly that's all he's doing, right? So it's not new to a lot of people. I think Laker fans just really want to bury their head in the sand about it and not pretend like it's happening. And the whole clutch thing, he puts it on his agent, who's like his buddy, right? And, it's like anything that goes bad, that guy is like the shield, or anything that goes negatively anyway, that guy's the shield for any sort of negative news about LeBron. So for me, my opinion has been since LeBron became a Laker, he's been pulling these sort of under-the-table deals and acting like he had nothing to do with it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So it's not a surprise or new information to me, and I can't be alone in that. But a lot of Laker fans just choose to not really engage in it and kind of pretend like they don't know what's happening. And to me, it seems pretty obvious.
I know the Lakers are still in front of the Clippers in the standings, but of late, the Lakers are not playing well. Is this because of these rumblings that are out there? And the Clippers are playing very well, including winning last night in the head-to-head matchup. I mean, is the end of the year, these two teams going to be at about the same spot in the standings?
It's hard to tell because, the Lakers have a bunch of talent. The Clippers don't, right? They have two guys. And you never know what's going to happen with Kawhi. So the way the Clippers season started off, I went to a couple of games early on, and I was like, this team not only didn't get better, they got worse, right? So you look at what they've got on the court, and you're like, yeah, I get it. I understand why they can't score. Harden just, monopolizes the ball, and if Kawhi's not putting 40-plus on the board, they're in trouble. They can't score. So I get it. As far as the Lakers, I'll be honest, I don't pay as much attention because I follow the Clippers. But to me, it feels like they were kind of playing above their head to start this season, and they're kind of coming back to the mean, right? Regressing to the mean as to what they are talent-wise. And as much as LeBron is, a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest of all time, he's old. And it's all about Luka at this point. So yeah. I still think they're trying to figure out who exactly they are and get a little bit healthy and try to, continue to build on what they do have.
I like that, trying to figure out who they are. We know who the Dodgers are. The damn villain. We're sick of it. We're tired of it. Yeah. Kyle Tucker, $60 million a year. Listen, I'm sure Dodger fans are excited, and they should be. It's their team. Or am I wrong? Is it like getting boring? Like, is it even fun now when you just sign the biggest free agent every single year?
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, it is a little kind of like, you have a sheepish grin on your face, unless you're, overtly cocky and that kind of fan, right? And there are a lot of those Dodger fans around that are just like, yeah, suck on that, and they don't seem to care about the, equality within the league. So I feel like, yeah, it is to a certain extent kind of making it a little unfair, for league equity. But again, we've had this conversation before. I'll say it again and again and again. I saw somebody sum it up real concisely for me. The Dodgers are just better at the game of baseball from a business perspective than other people. The fact that what makes people hate the Dodgers probably the most right now is the Shohei Ohtani deal. And they didn't do anything illegal about that. Other people would be allowed to do that. The problem is they can't find a guy like Shohei Ohtani that will accept that deal. Now, is that the Dodgers' fault? Not really, but it's, you kind of circle around to, well, they did it, even though it's not their fault, right? The fact that Shohei Ohtani was willing to take that deal and most other guys aren't, it kind of shines a black light on them, to be sure. But I look at it and I say, these other guys, the Freddie Freemans, the Mookie Betts, all of those guys could have been acquired by other teams. They just didn't want to pay the money. And the Dodgers are capable of paying the money and want to. So at the same time, that doesn't take any of the villainous behavior away from them. They're still doing it, and it's still pissing people off, and I get it.
Yeah, I get it as well. Pete Fox in Los Angeles. Great stuff as always, buddy. We appreciate it. Have yourself a fantastic weekend.
You guys too. Take care, man.
All right, our LaFeta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. What franchise has the most games played in the postseason at home without losing? They're 5-0. You would not expect it.
5-0 at home.
4 in their current city, 1 in a city before the city they were at before this one.
Oh, so they haven't been around that long then.
They've been to 3 cities over. They've been around a long time. Might be one of the oldest franchises in the NFL.
Cardinals?
Cardinals. 1-0 in Chicago in 1947. Didn't have a home game in St. Louis. Well, they were there for 40-some years.
Unbelievable.
4-0 in the postseason at home in Arizona, including 2 overtime wins over the Packers.
Wow. That is amazing. That's a great
Cardinals,
question.
I saw that. I was like, you got to be. I was looking for it for Seattle last week, and it's like, who is the best? 5-0, the Cardinals.
Yeah, when you never go.
Yeah.
You know, that happens. Wow. All right, got a little bit behind. We'll get back on track with Kevin Harlan and Need to Know next here in the program.
All right, 2 players have had at least 14 carries in an NFL postseason game and averaged less than 1 yard per carry. Name either one. Brought to you by LaFeta Delicatessen.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now as we finish strong here on a Friday. Still to come, the great Kevin Harlan. Still more to come.
All the stuff you've heard this week, and we still have Kevin Harlan. It's like, oh, we still got dessert. Oh, we still got that wonderful piece of cake. Oh, yeah, that's right. We still got that.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Now I want
Well
cake.
done.
Now I want cake.
Let them eat cake,
Yes.
Kurtis says.
Let me eat cake.
By the way, if you need cake, the bakery at Hen House, good place to go.
Yes.
Wonderful cake. It's where we go for all our birthday cakes and such. If my wife doesn't make it, or my mom makes a pretty good cake too. It is purchased at Hen House. I don't want to take it with my wife and be like, I make cake too. I do not need to go home and walk into a buzzsaw. But we get many wonderful baked goods. And so while you're because I know you're all headed to Hen House because you're stocking up for the apocalypse that's going on. Go ahead and go over by the
and you can either get full pie or they have a pie by the slice. A little piece of that's one of my favorite things to do. A little piece of apple pie by the slice.
Is that right?
Yes.
I did not know that. My wife is usually the one that handles all the baking.
The one by me, you can get the actual. They'll take the same pie you buy the whole one. You can buy it by the slice too.
Wow.
We'll put it in the fridge a little bit. A little nice apple pie. Oh yeah, or cherry or.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to. Well, it's probably best I don't know it because I'd probably be grabbing it every time I roll through there. So okay, all right, good to know. Let's get you the things you need to know. Let's start with some basketball. A little Bill Self, as we heard Bill Self on Hawk Talk. Right, that's where these came from.
Yep.
Little Hawk Talk with Bill Self. Of course, the headliner is always Brian Haney. But then, with Bill Self,
yes,
we like to put in there Hawk Talk.
He rock chalked it up this time.
Brian Haney's Hawk Talk with Bill Self.
Bill Self.
That's how I think
it's
it
kind
should
of
be
like
built.
Tyler Perry's, whatever.
Yeah.
The movie. Brian Haney's Hawk Talk with Bill Self.
Yeah, I like that. He's an icon.
He is.
Bill Self missed the last game against Colorado, but was there at Hawk Talk, so that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the
game
case.
time decision. We didn't. There had been no announcement as to what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And 6 o'clock rolled around, and there was Coach Self.
There he was. Bill Self talking about the game coming up in Manhattan, Kansas, against the K-State Wildcats. Right, it is in Manhattan. Bill Self said his team can't afford to take this one lightly.
Well, I've been doing this for a while, and they've beaten us the last 3 times over there after we had a pretty good run. But it'll be highly competitive. The building will be turned up. It'll probably be the best home court that we played in this year, without question, so far. And it's coach speak, but they're a lot better than what their record shows. Just like I think you could say that we're better than what our record shows. But we're going to get a turned-up team, which we always do on Saturday. So we've got to go over there with the right mindset and be tough because, they say you can throw the records out the door. Well, the reality is you can. And so it'll be a hotly contested game.
I so badly wanted to hear him say turned.
Turned up?
Yeah, it's going to be turned up. By the way, 5.5 is the spread in that game.
Yeah, I found it. I got it on the sheet. That's why.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
where you found it? Where I put it on there?
No, I looked it up on something else, and I was like, because I couldn't find it earlier, and then it's like, oh, there it is. So be happy to know.
I got the other one too. So stand down.
Yes,
it's on the sheet.
Cool.
I was going to get to that, but you had to blurt it out now.
Hey, I was turned up.
There was a plan. I guess we're not following it anymore.
Yep.
How about P.J. Haggerty? He can score. Bill Self said Haggerty's a problem on the offensive end.
We talk about Darren, which rightfully so, and Darren's getting about 22.5 a game in his limited minutes. Well, this kid is getting 24 a game, and he's in the top 3 or 4 in scoring in the country. Yep. If I'm not mistaken. I think a kid from Tarleton, Dior Johnson, leads the country in scoring, and I just know that because I just saw that today. But this guy can score the ball, and he can do it behind the arc. He can do it in between, getting to the cup, and certainly he's probably the best we have in our league at drawing fouls.
And what do we say whenever we hear Coach Self say, if I'm not mistaken? He knows.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, they listen. K-State is dangerous in the sense that they can score. So if they have a day where they're hot, they can put a lot of points up. And if you have a day where you're cold, yes, I mean I think K-State can win this game.
Sure.
But so I thought somebody was saying early on they were talking about the number being double digits.
I thought I heard 9 or
Was that what
something
it was?
along that line a couple of days ago. That seemed kind of high.
Yeah.
I don't think it dropped 3.5 points.
As Kurtis said, 5.5 the line. KU favored in Manhattan, Kansas, 7 o'clock on Big Fox.
Big Fox.
Big old Fox.
Mm-hmm. A large fox.
Remember when Fox used to put shows on?
I do. It was a long time ago.
Now they just do news and sports.
Does seem
near
that
as
way.
I can tell.
Does seem that way.
Is there a show on Fox? Name a Fox show.
I couldn't name hardly. I don't remember
we
the
know
last
you
time I
can't.
sat and watched network TV. I know people who watch a lot of television and current stuff that don't watch network TV anymore. There's so many streaming things. It isn't just that I don't watch anything
I
new.
know. You're looking at one.
Yeah. But you don't watch, do you? You don't have.
No, I don't watch any network TV. I don't even know what the hell's on.
saying.
Except for the promos that run during games.
Right.
Give me a Fox TV show, Kyle.
Well, I'm trying to think of one.
Show that you're worth something, you sack of meat with mittens.
It's probably just some show about firefighters or something. You know,
that's
there you go.
It's the crap,
No, Fire
it's the crap
Country.
my
That's
parents
NBC.
love to watch.
Fire
Yeah.
Country.
Oh, that's NBC. That's a good
And
call.
That's not
NBC
Fox?
And NBC's one that has it's Chicago Fire, Chicago Police.
No, Fire Country.
Fire Country.
Here we go.
Fire.
Dravetta chiming in.
Fire.
The Return of Jackass is on Fox.
Oh, nice. That's
Oh, right, they're putting that on?
I guess.
yeah, boy.
Well, what's his name? Johnny Knoxville hosts some show.
Okay, there you go.
Fear Factor. What is that on? I see that advertised during games.
Current shows.
You can tell what kind of meatheads they think watch games. Fire Country and Fear Factor are the TV shows I can come up with that are advertised on games.
I'll tell you what, The Simpsons, Family Guy.
Oh, they're all on Fox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, American
Okay.
Dad, but there's a number of animated.
All right, so we have we have
Game
sports,
shows.
we have news,
Yep.
we have game shows, and we have cartoons, but we have no scripted television anymore with
see.
real people as actors
Here's something
on Fox. Is that what we've proven?
We got Next Level Chef.
Again,
Yes.
not a scripted
Here's
show.
one.
Yeah.
Reality TV. So there's another category.
Animal Control.
Reality TV.
Is a sitcom starring Joel McHale. Wow, I found one.
Was that what it is?
I guess.
Okay.
Going Dutch.
America's
Doc.
Most Wanted Missing Persons.
Yeah, but that's not actors. That's
Again,
true
that's-
crime.
again,
Yeah,
true,
good call.
true crime.
We have
Game
by the way.
shows.
I thought I was making a pretty good point, but we have found like 19 genres of shows that actually are on Fox.
But
So I
none
guess-
of them,
19
almost
genres
none of
of
them
crap.
are situational, like a situational comedy or a regular drama, reality shows, game shows, docuseries,
Gordon
animated
Ramsay's
shows.
got a show.
Who?
Gordon Ramsay.
That's a cooking show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's like they list right now currently 2 comedies and 4 regular drama shows, and two of the 4 are awaiting release.
We had
So,
a plan for this segment, and it's gone down the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that right
still
now.
fun. It is Friday. It's still fun.
It is. We're mailing it in on a Friday today. If you haven't figured that out, wait till we talk to Kevin Harlan. Put a stamp on this bad boy and drop it in the box.
Yeah.
1 o'clock, the Missouri Tigers host Oklahoma. That's on ESPN2. Mizzou minus 4.5. Who you got?
The Tigers will bounce back at night.
I'm going to lay the 4.5. There's no reason for them to be laying 4.5 after the last 2 games. Therefore, somebody knows something.
Yep, that's-
I'm on the Tigers, and I guess I'm on the Cats plus the 5.5. Where are you on that? Good Lord, man!
No,
I'm not making you bet it. You don't-
I'll take Kansas. I see where you're coming from, though.
I guess I'll take the Cats based on that. I think that number should be higher, but
Yeah,
I'm
that makes me worry. 5.5.
that's why I'm on the Cats.
Yeah,
I'm on the Cats and the
Not-
Tigers.
Not the worst spot to be.
Go ahead and parlay that up and send me 10% of your winnings when you cash that ticket. I'll take it. Chiefs we have some Chiefs news, I guess I should say. The Ravens are requesting an interview with Chiefs defensive line coach Joe Cullen for their DC job. He was an assistant there for 5 seasons before coming to Kansas City.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make a weekly interview segment enjoyable with that voice.
Yeah. So they could still be working on the coaching staff here in a little bit. It'd be nice if we'll figure it out, Baltimore, so the Chiefs can get to hiring somebody if they're going to lose their defensive line coach, for God's sake. The Bills' search for a new head coach is kicked into high gear. The list of candidates grew today to include former quarterback Phillip Rivers.
Never coached at the college or professional level.
Well, he has been a high school coach.
Yeah, just hop in and take over
Very
one of
similar.
32 NFL franchises.
Very similar.
You see what Phillips doing. He's going to become the coach, bench Josh Allen, and then get some more reps.
I'm going to make myself the starting quarterback.
Someone showed a clip from the remake of what's the Longest Yard. It's going to be Burt Reynolds. Going to be him as soon as Josh Allen throws a pick.
Look up his record at St. Michael Catholic High School in Fairhope, Alabama. See if you can find out what his record is. Let's see if he's even a winner in high school. This Terry Pagula's really got things figured out.
I think so.
That's a guy I would invest in. If you're a Bills fan now, man, it just keeps getting worse.
I saw 25-3 on some post. So at least he wins.
Now, they did interview Mike McDaniel today, so
He interviewed for the job today. That's right. They flew him to Florida. They flew to Florida to meet with McDaniel.
Yeah.
I guess I should say. We thought he was done deal to be the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm in.
But that deal hasn't been
Maybe not.
finalized, so...
The fact that it's a head coaching job, I think they...
He
all
wouldn't-
right.
Harbaugh having some reservations about pineapple on pizza.
Maybe. I think McDaniel having reservations about...
Probably didn't think...
I'm sure it pays better to be the Bills head coach. One thing that we can report for certain is that should he take the Bills job, the capri pants will not be featured after October. Be a little chillier there. We'll take a break. Kevin Harlan's next.
The program with Soren Petro.
Now remember, we're here to impress the girlfriends of guys we barely know. So when you get the ball, throw it like a cannon. You must throw your arm out on every play.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. We got conference championship football. Of course, you'll hear it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, your home of the National Football